Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all you beautiful people. We have another series. This is the Mackenzie Shirilla case, but the Abada Boom and Abada Bing version. We already covered this through the law and crime lens, but from what I'm seeing, there is a deeper dive that Stephanie did, and I was also asked to do it, but I didn't want to do it as soon as it dropped because I just didn't want to, be that person. However, I did not know it was 3 parts. So, for the next 3 days, we're going to tap into this story and hopefully get the full scheme of everything that's going on. Yeah, so hope you guys are having yourselves a good day. We got our coffee, and let's bada boom and bada bing. The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the host of this show are for authentic, honest, and entertaining purposes. Unless you don't think I'm entertaining. I repeat, this is my opinion. I am not telling you how or what to think or feel, but I do encourage you to speak your mind and have conversations. Just don't do too much. Also, this video is brought to you by Sebastine's Patreon, where you can access over 1,000 videos of exclusive content. If you want to subscribe and support this amazing community, click the link in the description below, and thank you for everything. Enjoy the video.
Bada bing, bada boo.
It's like a storm is coming. I mean, not figuratively, but the officer has to turn away from the road. He can hear the wind going crazy. It sounds like a tornado, but he can't directly look at what's causing all this wind. At least it's not advised. All the debris that's getting kicked up into the air, the dust, it's going to get into his eyes, and then there's going to be a bigger problem, and he's not going to be as useful right now.
You know what's crazy? I'm starting to look at how people do cases and stories and stuff like that, and depending on how they use the footage, it makes me think. You know what I'm saying? Because in the law and crime version, we didn't see all this. I don't even think in the Netflix documentary it was all this. Because I know what I said of how I view documentaries versus tapping into the actual story. It's very different, and the way that someone's able to tell a story, I'm still trying to learn of how stories are being told and cases are being told, and also dependent on how you want the viewer to perceive what's going on. Like, already we have way more footage than I've even seen in this case from the morning of the crash.
And he needs to be very useful because he needs to save somebody's life. In the event of a very, very bad car crash, it always feels like a storm is coming. And that's not figuratively. It's usually the life flight. It's a helicopter. This is essentially a flying emergency room, and it is looking for a place to land, typically on the road. I mean, it does need clearance. A lot of the police have to taper off a section, and the pilot is ultimately the one that decides if it's safe to land.
Right.
But these helicopters, they're trying to land as quickly as possible, as closely as possible to the crash site so that they can get whoever needs help with no time wasted to the closest medical facility.
Okay.
Any more units?
Radio, there's an occupant inside. Now! Radio, we got at least 2 occupants in here. No one's moving. Oh my God. Times 3, guys. Vehicular crash in Strongsville.
Nah, that's actually crazy.
The life flight lands, and they hurry to get the patient on board and fly them to Metro Health Medical Center Intensive Care Unit.
Damn.
Specifically,
Is that like 15
room
minutes?
571. That is where she wakes up from surgery.
Okay.
The officers, the police officers, the detectives, they're knocking on the hospital door to ask her, what happened in that car crash? Because you were driving. So what happened? What did you do? How did those 2 boys in the car die? The doctor's notes read, patient awake, alert, appropriate clearly articulated verbal response, patient without recall of circumstances or timing of collision. 17-year-old Mackenzie is sitting in the hospital room and she informs the officers she doesn't recall a single thing after getting into that car. Even when she tries to remember, there is nothing. It's just blank. Everything faded to black. There's nothing. She doesn't remember how she, the driver, ended up crashing the car into the brick building, killing her boyfriend Dom and killing their friend Davion. She says she can't remember. I mean, she wishes she could. She cries out, in fact, that she wishes that she could have been the one that died instead of them. Why them? Why not her? It's just a very tricky time for everyone in Strongsville, Ohio. But it is an unbearable time for 19-year-old Davion's family and 20-year-old Dominic's family. Because they want to know what the hell happened. They want to know how their family member was killed. But the only person that knows that answer is in the hospital, just got out of multiple surgeries, and she claims she doesn't remember a thing. I think they have every single right to demand answers, but because they're inherently good people, they don't. They wait. They wait because they want 17-year-old Mackenzie to heal from her surgery. Because even though their sons were killed, they don't want another person to die. They don't know what happened in the car.
Yeah, that shows that they have empathy. Wow.
They don't immediately go and interrogate Mackenzie after she's gotten out of surgery, which no one would blame them for doing. I'm sure they really wanted to. There's so much that doesn't make sense that they have to sit with for a prolonged period of time, probably even now. Like, why was she driving so fast straight into a brick building and never hitting the brakes? I don't think anyone would have faulted them if they were posted up in that hospital room, but they weren't. Instead, they were waiting. And while they were waiting, they find out that 17-year-old Mackenzie has not been waiting. She does not wait. She does not wait to post Snapchat stories of herself laying in the hospital bed. She'll post the little flowers that she received from the hospital. But more shocking, she hasn't even waited to respond to a modeling agency that reached out to her on Instagram a day or two after the fatal crash. The brand comments on Mackenzie's Instagram page asking to use a picture of her to repost to their socials. Mackenzie's mom responds, "Thank you for this amazing opportunity. She would love if you would use that. She's actually been trying to contact you guys for PR email. It was a tragic accident. This is just as painful for her as it is for everyone else, or maybe even a little more painful."
Did the brand reach out because they found out about the crash, or?
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like she tagged them and some intern was just like, "Oh, hey, can I use this photo?"
That's crazy.
And then Mackenzie herself responds, "Thank you for the comment. I would love to work with you guys. I've been emailing you guys a lot. Such a great opportunity. Thank you." How does someone respond like that after killing their boyfriend and friend in the car? This is the case of Mackenzie Shirilla and the lives that were cut short of Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan.
This is wow. It's gonna really amaze me how much stuff we're probably going to learn within the next 3 days. Because I didn't even see the videos of, you know what? I don't have to keep saying I didn't see this. Shout out to Stephanie for doing the deepest of dives. For real. Oh my gosh.
Case has gained a lot of attention since the release of the Netflix documentary, The Crash. We did FOIA this case, and the file that we got back was pretty massive. I mean, we received approximately over 4,000 separate videos, 4,896 photos, 31,000 pages of text messages just between Mackenzie and her boyfriend, Dom. It was approximately 92,892 text messages back and forth, close to 800 text messages between Mackenzie and her own father, Steve Shirilla, which is, I mean, there's a lot of conspiracies coming out of those messages.
Yeah, I can't wait to see about that. I cannot wait to see about that because that was just
Close to 2,000 text messages between Mackenzie and her close friends, as well as 2,000 pages of Instagram DM messages between Mackenzie and various other people, as well as massive folders for all of Mackenzie's Snapchat data, including personal photos, videos, audio messages sent to friends, TikTok data, Instagram data, as well as 97 jail calls, 551 pages of documents from police reports, and 39 body cam and dash cam videos. We have gone through all of it because it is a massive amount of just data. I know that a lot of people were trying to run the text message file through AI to pick out important parts. We literally sat there and read through every single page, every single text message, and we are going to break it down for you.
Hey man, listen, it's journalism. I know people said she's not a journalist, but fuck, she's doing the work. My goodness.
This is going to be a 5-part series. In this first part, we're going to be going over the crash itself, as well as going over who was in the car, their relationships to one another.
I damn. Okay. Well, we'll come across that when we get there. Let's get through these 3. Holy shit, dude.
And generally what people believe happened that night. In part 2, we're going to break down the Netflix documentary, the social media response to the documentary, because it's been a lot. There's been a lot of conspiracy theories that have been circulating online about what was happening at the party that the 3, Mackenzie, Dom, and Davion, had attended right before the crash. As well as we actually asked 2 of the more controversial individuals from the documentary all of the questions that we saw social media had for them, and they responded. It was like a 2-hour-long conversation. In part 3, we're going to be breaking down Mackenzie's relationship with her parents, as well as the semi-confirmed speculations that Mackenzie was sending messages to people in regards to potential sex work. Not that there was any sex work evidence found, but messages communicating back and forth about potential sex work. In part 4, we're going to be breaking down the entire 31,000-page document of text messages between Mackenzie and Dom and covering the popular theory that Mackenzie knew that Dom was breaking up with her soon, so she planned the crash. And in part 5, we're going to cover the jail calls and the alleged prison girlfriends, because after this Netflix documentary, so many people have been coming out saying, I was in prison with Mackenzie, as well as the status of the appeal. So that is going to be the 5 parts. And with that being said, we would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support Change the Game for Dom Foundation and Davion Flanagan's Memorial Scholarship Fund. Both GoFundMes are run by the families of the victims, and we will include all of those in the description, as well as all the information regarding Dom and Davion's law, which aims to update Ohio's Son of Sam laws in order to prevent violent offenders from profiting off their crimes. All of those are going to be included in our show notes.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's team of dedicated researchers. We'd also like to thank you guys for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. Today's case involves mentions of illicit drug usage, reckless driving, driving while intoxicated, self-exit, and possible domestic violence. We did pull the FOIA for this case and literally went through tens of thousands of pages of text messages, detective incident reports, autopsy reports, so naturally a lot of quotes and statements may be condensed for brevity's sake. Secondly, many of Dom and Davion's family members have spoken up and have shared their stories about how this has impacted them. I would heavily recommend you watching through all of those, because I think they are like the first-hand encounters to describe what it was like being around people like Dom and Davion. I think, and they're very eloquent with their words. I'm going to link all of their social media below, because they have been active since the documentary to voice out the impact that this case and the documentary has had on them. In order to explain the entirety of the case, there will be times where we will be going through opinions of netizens, theories of netizens, even conspiracy theories. But keep in mind that we do state that these are opinions, comments, and speculations made by netizens. They do not represent our own opinions. So with that, let's get started. Depending on who you ask, you're going to get a completely different view of who Mackenzie Shirilla is, which I'm sure it applies to every single one of us. There are going to be people in your life that love you, and then there are going to be the ones that hate you, but you can still pinpoint who they're talking about most of the time. The people that hate you will say, oh, she has no backbone, and they're so desperate to be liked. The people who like you are going to say, oh, they're so sweet and accommodating and really care about other people's feelings all the time. 2 different perspectives, typically of the same personality traits, just interpreted differently. But the part that boggles my mind about Mackenzie Shirilla is it feels like everyone's talking about inherently different individuals. She sounds like a different person depending on who you talk to. Some friends will say that she's one of those people who took care of herself and other people. One friend says that she was being bullied, and Mackenzie would be the one that would stand up for her and tell people, that's not okay, don't bully her. One friend reminisces about her friendship with Mackenzie on Snapchat, and she writes, I remember during one of my drunken breakdowns, I texted Kenzie to come to my room so I didn't interrupt the party, and she sat next to me and said, oh no, babe, we drunk crying? What's wrong? And just listened to me without any judgment. That is the kind of girl Mackenzie Shirilla is.
Okay, to keep it a bean with y'all, I already know that people are multifaceted. You know what I'm saying? And if I use myself for example, there are a lot of things that people can say about me that are bad from like things that I say. There are a lot of things that people could say that are good about the things I may do. In terms of, I would say I would ask a question. I think that people are, of course, multifaceted. There's a lot of things that people do. Like, people can do some good, people can do some bad. I mean, there are some very, very nefarious people out there who do good things. I guess it's more or less of of where the story is coming from. Because it's like, I mean, yeah, she probably did like sit down and say, "Oh yeah, girl, what's wrong? We drunk crying. Oh, what's wrong? What's happening?" And she could also be the type of person to kill her friend. Like, it's just like nobody is black and white a certain thing, you know? And we know that. However, I guess it depends on the context of when we're talking about somebody and whatever they're facing. I guess it depends on how many people on either side say it for it to, I guess, make more sense. Like, cause you know me, I'm like, oh, what a couple videos ago, somebody like killed somebody killed somebody, and there's people saying, oh, they're this, that, and the third. It's like, I mean, 2 things can be true. Shit, 3 things can possibly be true. Like, I don't believe anyone is exactly a specific type of thing. Unless there's like patterns that show it, but then again, there could be patterns that don't show it. So it's like, for me, I'm not really I would say for me, and I would ask, are you that type of person? Like, just because somebody said they did some good things isn't going to be like 100% of what I think. Like, even bad people do good things sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
But others are confused because they're like, do we know the same person? They say, she has a big list. Like, she has a burn book from Mean Girls. The style of big list that they had in the Regina George, like they write down people's names that they want to get revenge on. In Mackenzie's notes app on her phone, she had a list of 48 names.
Damn, girl, what the... Yo, my gosh. Shit.
Of, I guess, bitches that she hates and wants revenge on.
40?
Some of those individuals would have descriptors next to their names, such as transgender or the fatty.
What?
Oh, okay. All right, bro. Like, what? Okay. All right. See, it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that can like show that somebody is multifaceted, but I guess the brevity of what that other thing is can also, give you a view on this type of person. Because what the fuck? And the fact that I know about Mean Girls is whatever. But wow, 40 people? How do you hate this many people? And you want to give revenge on them because they're trans? Yo, like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, this is pulled from the police?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Which hardly feels like someone without much judgment, but that's why it's interesting that everybody has such polar opposite opinions on Mackenzie as an individual. But I think one objective fact is she loves to post photos and videos of herself, which isn't inherently a nefarious thing. I too technically post a ton of videos of myself, but one person says, nobody loved Mackenzie like Mackenzie loved Mackenzie.
Well, damn.
And Mackenzie, she wanted to be an influencer. Her Instagram had 2,700 followers at one point, and she writes in her Instagram bio, fashion model, your inspiration, modeling, Ohio. I don't really know how to describe Mackenzie's style. I mean, she's definitely not in the relatable influencer niche, I would say. She's out here posting how she only likes designer things and money. She'll do the money fans, or like the
money spread.
The money brick iPhones, where she'll have an obscenely large stack of cash, a brick like the size of a table lamp. And she's trying to, I don't know, hear the melody of tax evasion from the other side. Like she's...
So she just, okay. Okay. She was like trying to get into like some cool hip hop shit. Okay.
Using it like a little phone and taking photos of herself.
Hello.
She has a very specific Y2K baddie type aesthetic that she likes to stick to.
Baddie.
She'll take car videos of herself in the car with the words all over the screen. The police, working, fast food, winter, Parma, Ohio, like a city in Ohio. Fake friends, anything that's not designer, cancers, GMO foods, new juicy couture.
I'm gonna be mad as hell if this is like, that's that shit I don't like being played.
The show Friends, and Ohio. I don't.
All in one frame?
Yeah, so it's like words just scattered all throughout the screen, right? And she's like posing for the camera. What do all of these things have in common? She uses the TikTok sound from Kim Kardashian while wearing obscenely large sunglasses. And the sound is, it's just never been my thing, not into it, so not approved. Side note, I think she's talking about the astrological sign cancers, not terminal illness cancers. So there is that. She also likes to get her nails done to have the giant Dior logo. It's like she's got 10 Dior lip glosses on her hands, just floating around. She posts on Instagram stories a picture of her in like a bathing suit in the snow, and the caption reads, "I dress and post for me and only me. If you don't like that, please go die." She goes through the trends of having a full set of lash extensions that look like she stole a horse's tail in the middle of the night and attached it to her retinas. I think everybody's had that phase. I do believe the lash extensions, however, were giving her infections, because there are Instagram DMs where she talks extensively about getting prescribed steroids for her eyes, and then she goes and gets them done again just to have her eyes look like she put in red 40 eye drops. I mean, generally speaking, I would say that she just makes very cringy TikToks. I guess it's understandable considering she's 16, 17 years old when she's posting a lot of these things. I could have made a freaking career embarrassing myself at that age. Instead, I did it for free. So it's fine. I mean, none of this is nefarious. I don't think any of these things have any sort of evidentiary value as to what kind of person Kenzie is. It's just really cringy. However, I think the parts that start to get a bit more alarming and worth considering is her never-ending obsession with documenting herself getting high. She'll post videos of herself smoking weed out of a giant foot-long bong in her room, which is a bit questionable to be posting at 16, 17.
Yeah,
she does have normal posts as well, where she's just doing like fruit reviews, trying hybrid fruits. So it's not like
this is a crazy, not a crazy, but just the range of what's going on here is interesting. Like, you're doing fruit reviews and just ripping a big ass bong. And this is one of the things I be saying, that people are multifaceted, because what the fuck? I don't know. Finding out that her parents let her smoke weed in the house, that can also like add to that. But she's ripping a fat ass bong. Like, I don't understand how people were able to do that. That shit is, hey.
She only posts smoking weed, but she'll like scatter them around. But a lot of smoking weed. And then she'll do a fruit review, trying a hybrid fruit, like a hybrid between a honeydew and a cantaloupe.
Okay.
Yeah. Or she'll review garage sale finds where she finds like a cute purse. Or she'll post videos of herself in her Toyota. She's got this like pink fuzzy steering wheel cover, and she's just taking pictures while driving, while smoking a blunt, documenting herself, driving under the influence, not even focusing on the driving aspect because she's so busy trying to show her Snapchat that she's driving under the influence.
And she's 16.
She's like 17 at this point, I would say, yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's to the point where she does everything but driving while driving. She films rant videos while driving. She's lip syncing for TikTok, doing just about anything but focusing on her driving. She's showing off her furry pink steering wheel cover, zooming in on her face during songs, showing off her nails, showing off her lashes, her oversized sunglasses. In some videos, she's parked, so she's not actively driving, but she does go after other people that she disagrees with on the road. So she'll like be parked and show another car and be like, look at this R word. He's literally parked on the line.
This is how park at Polaris. Look at this. He's literally on the line. Dumbass.
Damn. Okay.
As if she's not just, She also has road rage issues. On Snapchat, she would post cars that pissed her off. With one, it's a picture of a car on the road in front of her, and she writes, "This bitch dumb AF." Then another one, "Dumbass." And it's just like, license pictures. Just generally speaking, whenever she's driving, she's kind of looking like a bozo. She'll wear these sunglasses that look like 2 dinner plates on her face, which I guess you could say is objectively cute, but it's not cute at all to do this while driving. I mean, the amount of times her phone will fall while she's driving and recording is rage-inducing. Just focus on driving. Holy shit. There's one video where she shows that she's doing butterflies with her legs on her seat, so her feet are nowhere near the pedal or the brakes.
Wait.
She's like crisscross applesauce.
The car's.
So she's just fake ghost riding the whip. Like, what is, this is what I'm saying. I'm getting old, bro. This shit throwing me off. Like, if I ever found out my kid was doing that, we taking that car away. And I'm saying this as somebody who What I used to do in the car. Remember the story I told you? My mom threatened to take the car away. Like, I see why. Literally, I can see why. And you're recording this. Yeah, give me them keys. Give me them fucking keys. Give me them keys.
Going.
Yeah, so
Because
it seems like she's
what?
probably on cruise control on the highway. And her
Oh.
attention is definitely
Like
on
what?
showing off that she's cruise controlling and crisscross applesauce rather than on the road. She's not focused on the road. Another video shows she's lip syncing the words to a song that go, "I go fast like NASCAR." And she's, again, driving while doing this. There's another video where she's lip syncing to songs and she closes her mouth every time the N-word is sang, which is the correct thing to do. But she's also, at the same time, going through all of her copious pages upon thousands of pages of text messages, calling her boyfriend the N-word when she's mad at him. So I don't know why she feels the need to be performative about it.
Because it's on Snapchat. Or it's on Snapchat. You want to say, like that while on the... Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that people do that anyway. But that's just me. Wow.
She is often and very often like mad at her boyfriend Dom for seemingly no good reason at all. But
And you calling him a nigga?
more on that later. There's another video of her where she's going 93 miles per hour on the highway with
In a
a car that's
fucking
pretty
Toyota?
close in front of her. And she's taking this video, and I really don't understand the purpose of the video. I don't know if it's to show off. I don't know if it's just to be included in a future FOIA file. I don't understand.
I don't understand either, because you're not supposed to push a fucking Toyota like that. It's not cool to drive fast as fuck, bro. Like, that shit is not cool. Like, genuinely, especially, first off, and I know this doesn't really like matter, but it's a tidbit of like, I don't know how people, or where people, I don't know the percentages of people who think driving fast as shit is cool, but I would think the people who drive fast in cars have cars that are built to do that. Not a fucking Toyota. Unless it's like a Supra or something. What was this, a Corolla or a Camry, from what I remember? No, that's not cool. Like, this shit is not cool.
There was
cuz.
no aesthetic value to the video. There's no message in the video. It was just bizarre.
Going
Just
90
trying
in
to
a
show off how
Corolla?
fast she's going.
Yeah.
Fuck.
There's a DM exchange between Mackenzie and another friend earlier in 2022.
Also, one more thing. Driving fast as shit. I told y'all the story, or I told y'all how I felt when I like drove fast in my mom's Camry. Bro, you can feel the rocks on the ground. Like, you're not supposed to do that.
Go run your car off a bridge. Mackenzie
Oh.
messages them, "I'm dead. I'll just crash my car into your car." They respond, "I hope you die when you do that."
Damn.
Now, within a few days, they are
talk to
talking
people
just
like
like
that.
normal friends. So I guess this is their friendly version of banter, but
I guess.
it's just, if you were to take out the rest of this case and just comb through Mackenzie's social media, not knowing what's going on, you would come to the conclusion that she is an incredibly reckless teenager with basically zero foresight that will say,
Yeah.
do, and post whatever she feels without any thought about consequences. She's not
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what yeah.
not exactly a likable individual as well. That doesn't inherently make her guilty of a crime, but I am saying she's incredibly unlikable, and she was found guilty of the crime. But nevertheless, I feel like I have been trapped in the inner workings of Mackenzie's mind for God knows how long now, and it is incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to even muster up an ounce of sympathy for her, just based
fuck.
on how she speaks to people through text messages, DMs, what she posts, and obviously ultimately her actions. It's just I hate it here.
I can understand that. I can understand. For me, I believe in the first video we did. Excuse me. Like, I don't like talking about teenagers in a certain type of way because like they're kids, but it does like get to a point where it's like, all right, bro, like what the fuck is your problem? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see myself like ripping into her like Stephanie is doing with like the words, but she's better in words than I am. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not gonna sit here and act like the moral police when somebody says like she's mad unlikable. Like, I can see that, and it's actually interesting. And this is another question I want to ask you guys because this is gonna be a long video, so I got a lot of questions. But what is your threshold when it comes to giving someone the benefit of the doubt? That's my question. Because sometimes I like to hold in my words or my cursing and all these other things. But then sometimes as we go into a story, and I'm not gonna say you can see my holding backness dissipating, my restraint dissipating, but I've rewatched a couple of my videos before. Like I can like see it, and I wanted to ask, like, what is y'all's threshold?
She'll complain to her friends about how she got banned from TikTok Live for 7 days because, quote, I was literally calling people ugly and saying fuck, but they chose to ban me for saying that. Whack.
You can't.
Then she'll go on Instagram, look up TikTok's official Instagram account, and then DM them. Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. Make it so bad for creators. Fuck you guys. I hate y'all. Fuck you. Y'all support system is shit. Reply to my DM.
What? No. What the hell?
She'll post videos ranting.
Why is TikTok targeting the fuck out of my account? I cannot live. This was posted literally days ago on the 4th of July. So why was it taken down? Like, it's literally not I'm pissed.
I'm scared of like younger people getting social media brain. But I'm also scared of adults getting social media brain. Oh my gosh.
Which is a very interesting tactic considering right around this time, Mackenzie is trying to become an influencer, if you will. She wants to be famous. She expresses that pretty much verbatim multiple times that she wants.
Did she want to be like the Daniel Bergoli type of famous? Like that? That's my question. It kind of seems like she's like gearing towards that. Or like the Whoa Vicky before she found God. Like that type of stuff.
Wants to be famous. I'm not entirely sure how cursing out the TikTok social media intern is going to get you there, but that's exactly what she's doing. She also rants about ghost followers. She's ranting to a friend through Instagram DMs. They just ruin my engagement. Stalker ghost followers. It ruins engagement. I'm over here trying to gain because if you have all these followers and it's getting pushed out to them, but they don't like it, it just ruins it.
Why not
to another
good
friend,
content?
she rants. It's literally making me so mad. Like, I hate these weird ghost following bitches. They hate to see me succeeding. Like, anytime a pretty girl is doing good, they don't like that.
What is she complaining?
That they ghost follow her but don't like her photos. She complains that certain photos won't even get 200 likes these days, and so she has to hide her likes. Which sounds like a personal problem because you really don't have to hide them. No one cares. But at the same time, she's reaching out to big clothing brands like I Am Gia, saying, hey, I'm Gia. I know I've reached out here before, but consistency is key. I would love to work together and collaborate with you guys. Thank you for being a weight inclusive brand. Then in another TikTok, she's modeling a see-through cover-up, and the audio plays.
All I want is just one day a year where I'm not visually assaulted by uglies and fatties.
So she's like, thank you, I Am
What
Gia,
is
for
this
being
video?
weight inclusive. And then she's also posting TikToks being like, visually assaulted by uglies and fatties.
My gosh.
For modeling, she likes to send pitches through Instagram DM that read, and like it's very interesting that I'm like reading through her pitches to all of these. It's just
How did she say pictures? Wait, what?
it's unhinged. She says,
Wait, what?
for modeling, she likes to send pitches through Instagram DM that read, and like it's very interesting that I'm like reading through her pitches to all of these. It's just unhinged. She says, I believe I'm a great model because I'm a petite girl and we don't see enough of us represented in the industry. I have modeling experience and I've done several photo shoots and walked runways. I'm 5'3" and have a fiery personality and I'm willing to travel. But then in another rant
emoticons are
video,
killing
she
me.
posts, I just wanted to make this video and talk about things that I don't like. I don't like when people eat McDonald's. It grosses me the fuck out.
I mean,
I don't like Swishers, and what else do I? Oh, I don't
Swishers?
like when people talk about the world and be like, oh, we're all gonna be dead in 60 years anyways. Please go kill yourself. Yep, I said it. Go
What?
die, bitch.
Damn.
So like
Yo,
her DMs
my
and what she's
gosh.
posting are completely not even in the same realm of like who she's trying to present herself at. It's
She's posting these publicly?
yeah, so she had 3 TikTok accounts. They just kept getting banned. And then she would post a
Damn.
ton of stuff on Snapchat. She was under the impression, I think, that Snapchat deletes forever. endeavor, and like the law enforcement, no one can get it.
But they keep everything.
Oh yeah, they kept everything. I mean, I saw
Everything.
private voice memos she sent to her friends on Snapchat.
Oh,
I
shit.
saw she would take screenshots on her phone and send it to her friends on Snapchat of what she's doing on a website. I'm going to talk
Okay.
about this more in depth later, but she's like filling out a fake ID website. She got her name in there, her address, her
'Cause
phone
what,
number.
bro?
She's taking fake ID photos, screenshotting it, like sending it to her friends on Snapchat, and I'm just like seeing it all.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so
all
her
in a-
whole incriminating.
Bro, that feels so illegal, cuz. Like, does that not feel illegal? Like, I don't know. Like, seeing all these pictures of her, I sometimes, well, not sometimes, like, I'm feeling like I should not be seeing this. I kind of don't want, well, I don't think I really, well, I do have a choice, but I'm tapping into the series. But the fact that I'm going to be seeing this lady's, or this girl's face, like, etched into my brain for the next, 5 days? It's like, wow. Huh. You really put everything out there, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Record is all on Snapchat.
Just like in a series of zip files. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She does partake in a lot of the TikTok trends too. So, you know, the one that it's like, oh, put a finger down, you know, if you blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of
Okay.
variations for it. But she chooses specifically to do the one that says, put a finger down, psycho edition. And she's with her friend doing this. If you get more than 5 fingers, you're a psycho. You won't see
Okay.
me anywhere near you. So this is not Mackenzie's voice. This is, you know, the audio. And Mackenzie is giggling and she's listening.
Put a finger down if you thought about choking someone next to you just because you can and they won't be expecting it. Put a finger down if you put ranch on your pizza. Put a finger down if you're a Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, or Cancer. You're automatically. Put a finger down if when your parents are yelling at you, you stare them directly in their eye for a long period of time just to intimidate them. Put a finger down if you go to sleep with socks on. Ugh. Put a finger
What is this audio, bro? Like, my gosh. Wow. I don't even think I can really say anything because I look at, like, dumbass shit on TikTok. But, yo, what is this? It's really a different world out there.
down if someone close to you is crying and the only thing you're thinking about is trying not to laugh because it's a defense mechanism. Put a finger down if you like to chew ice. Put a finger down if you think you can kill someone and get away with it. Put a finger down if you predict conversations with someone else on your own.
Did she put that finger down?
Laugh because it's a defense mechanism. Put a finger down if you like to chew ice. Put a finger down if you think you can kill someone and get away with it. Put a finger down if you predict conversations with someone else on your own just so you know what to say when the time comes.
Oh, shit. That thumb was down. Oh, my gosh. Wow. It's ironic. What the fuck?
Put a finger down if when you get angry enough you start crying, but it's not tears of joy.
6 days before the crash, Mackenzie sends a DM to Trisha Paytas on
gosh.
her Instagram account. Trish, I want to meet you, which goes unanswered. She also reaches out to influencer Anna Paul. Anna, come smoke with me. She also does not get a response. And then she reaches out to Tana Mojo and DMs her, Tana, my boyfriend cheated on me. Smoke a blunny with me, please. So she's just
the
like
world
doing
is
a lot on
going
Instagram.
on?
She's reaching out to freaking Vogue. She's like
What?
reaching out to Euphoria. Yeah, okay, we're gonna get there. And she's reaching out to influencers, trying to get high with them. She even posts on TikTok with the audio.
I'm not even cool. I'm just one of those girls that can do a lot of drugs and not die.
I will note that it's very interesting that her parents were supposedly following her on social media where she's posting herself smoking and driving and doing all of these things. And she's 17, but much.
These parents allowed this shit, bro. This is crazy. This is crazy as hell. I'm not a parent, so I can't really say nothing, but damn. Bro, my mama smacked fire at me. She saw me say I'm the type of guy that could do a lot of drugs and not die. Bro, what?
Much more to come about the parents, Natalie and Steve, in a later episode. The most controversial of Mackenzie's TikTok, though, is from Halloween. She's with 3 of her friends, and they're all in the same costume. Well, different variations of it. But Mackenzie is dressed in an
this the
all-black
one-
look. She's got these
Ain't this the Cardi joint? This the one with Playboy Cardi, ain't it?
black furry boots, black ripped leggings, this super, super tight
Yeah, that was
corset,
Cardi's
and this
mask
ribbed
thing.
black top where it looks like someone just put it through a paper shredder. And you can see part of her chest that in her TikTok post she keeps covering up with an emoji. And her makeup, since it's Halloween, she has painted her face white with these big black circles around her eyes and a red, almost Joker-like smile. It's supposedly
there you
inspired
go.
by Playboy Cardi and the look that he would sometimes perform with. It was like during a very specific era of his career, which some people called it the clown era, but it's more of this vampy, corpse, theatrical, comic book villain inspired look. It did look really cool when he would perform on stage with that look. But this
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Fuck Playboy.
Halloween post becomes one of Mackenzie's most controversial social media posts, more than her posting herself driving while smoking weed, because everyone says that she looks like she dressed up as a corpse. Mackenzie's friends are saying, no, that's not true. We were dressed up as Playboy Cardi. But also, what about it? Like, what if she dressed up as a corpse? It's Halloween, get a grip.
Wait,
but it's
what?
not the holiday, and it's not the costume. It is the timing of this Halloween. People are upset because this was posted and this was done Halloween of 2022. Just 3 months after Mackenzie was in a fatal car crash where she was the driver that killed her boyfriend Dom and their friend Davion.
She was out and about?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
This is not even the first time she's out and about post-crash. It's called post-traumatic amnesia, or basically a black hole of time where the brain simply fails to record anything from a window of time, typically the time of injury. People have reported that in their own car crashes, they have a gaping hole in their memory. They remember getting in the car, pulling onto the road. They even remember what song was playing. And then they don't remember anything. They remember nothing. They don't remember the moment of impact. In fact, some people don't even remember talking to the paramedics at the crash site. They know that they were answering questions, but they don't recall a single second of it. They just recall waking up in the hospital.
Interesting. That may be true. Because, again, this was in the first thing where I showed y'all the crash that happened, or what happened with me and my friends. I don't remember the rest of that day. Or the rest of the night. Like, I don't remember that day. Wow. Huh. Obviously, I'm probably, like, grasping for straws here, but interesting.
That is what Mackenzie and her mom state is happening to Mackenzie. Natalie says about her daughter, Mackenzie, she remembers waking up. She remembers leaving the house. Then she remembers turning on the street, and that's it. She was trying to remember, like, she's trying, and I'm like, Mackenzie, you can't. It's just not there. In a voice memo to a friend, Mackenzie said,
"It doesn't feel real. Like, I keep saying this, but it, like, doesn't feel real. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, now I'm just, like, going to my second surgery, and I have to go through this shit now, and then, like, everyone's telling me it's my fault. Like, this is just fucked."
It is understandable to some degree, but it's difficult when she's the driver of the car and she's the only one that's alive. She's the only one with answers as to what happened in that car, and she says she doesn't remember. Davion's dad says, I can see how someone could have some amnesia from the impact of the crash, but the timing just seemed really perfect. I don't understand how your amnesia just lasted the exact right amount of time to not be able to help the police with their investigation.
I also think, like, it's kind of selfish. You know what I'm saying? I remember they were talking about she had, like, POTS or something or whatever's going on here. But, like, if you were deliberately saying that you have amnesia from what's going on and say, like, you don't, I feel like that's so selfish because you're taking away closure from the people's families of the people's lives that you've taken. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, I guess to me, as I'm, like, thinking of it, I think it can be a case of adding more trauma to people who want answers, and say like you didn't. If you didn't, you didn't. But obviously people are not going to believe you. But if you did remember, that's adding another level of fucked up to your character score. You know what I'm saying?
Mackenzie says it was 5 a.m. They were all at their friend's house. So it was like a bunch of friends gathered and they decided to head home. So
I do want to hear about that party though. Because that was something that wasn't really like spoken about. Like they just said like, oh, we were at this party and we left early. No, what happened at this party? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And of course, Stephanie got us with the deets. You know what I'm saying? But nah, bro, it's too much. It's too many holes in this story from what I heard that I would like to hear now.
She's like, we decided to head home back to Dom's. So it's her, Dom, and Davion in the car. And she says, and I remember turning on the street and then I'm waking up in the hospital the next day And I don't. I mean, my whole life is shattered. The whole morning is just like nothing. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I can't, I'm not gonna just lie just because people want to hear a story. I have no recollection of that morning.
You're gonna mention the 2 people's lives you've taken though? Like, there's no mention of it?
And that's that. I mean, still to this day, 4 years later, Mackenzie states she still does not remember what happened in that car. She does not remember how she crashed straight into the brick building, how her foot was all the way on the gas pedal, never once touching the brake pedal. And ultimately, she doesn't remember a single thing about crashing the car, killing Dominic and Davion. The prosecutor says at that point, when they left their friend's house, I mean, we just have this black hole in the timeline. The officer knocks on the door to hospital room 715. Mackenzie's mom, Natalie, invites the officer in. There's a few other people in the hospital room. So there's Mackenzie in her cast. She's got casts on her legs, on her arms. She's in a neck brace. She's laying on the hospital bed. Mackenzie's mom, Natalie, is there. Mackenzie's dad, Steve, is there. And 2 female friends of Mackenzie are there. They quickly
This is like the second day? Or?
Yeah. And they quickly leave. So now there's just a detective that walked in. Besides they're visiting, I don't think they want to stick around for this. The officer starts filling out a property release form. And then that's when the doctor walks in. So the officer is like writing all of this in his report. He's like, I walked in, I saw all these people. And then I was filling out a property release form because I came here to give the things that were found on Mackenzie's person in the crash. Her purse, cash, like these are things that he has to give back. Not the drugs, because there were drugs found, but he's not going to give those back.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you for not giving the drugs back, because she don't need no more drugs.
So he's filling out this property release form. And in the notes, he notes some very interesting exchanges. So first of all, Mackenzie's doctor walks in and Mackenzie refuses to take a shot that's going to help her with her pain. Which,
why?
Fine, right? Second, Mackenzie gets into a full-blown argument with her dad where she kicks him out of the room. She kicks her dad out of the hospital room after cussing him out. And the officer is like noting this in his report.
Oh, hell
She's
no.
doing all that in front of the officer?
Yeah.
What?
And this is when the detective is like, you know what?
Do y'all let y'all kids cuss? To the parents out there, do y'all let y'all kids cuss? Or is it okay with y'all if y'all cuss in front of your parents? Sometimes that be boggling my mind when people be doing that, bro. Never in my life will I think to even do that. Never in my life will I think it's okay for the kids to cuss around me. And I'm a cussing ass person. You know? It's very ironic, isn't it? Or is it hypocritical? I don't know. I'll think about that later when I do some self-reflection.
I'm just going to wait for the doctor to leave. I'm going to be in the hallway filling out the rest of these forms. And while he's out in the hallway, he starts having a conversation with Mackenzie's parents, Natalie and Steve.
Okay.
And he's just explaining the whole process of like, yes, we're going to, give you back this Michael Kors backpack. And there's some cash that we found as well as clothes in the car that were recovered from the crash scene. We're going to give those back. Okay. And then he writes in his report, they hear a scream from inside the hospital room.
What the hell?
While the officer is talking to Mackenzie's parents out in the hallway. Quote, Mackenzie started yelling, telling us to not talk without her being present.
Fuck that. No, what the hell? You don't get to dictate nothing. You just kicked him out the room. You can't get up out the bed. What? No, why are you screaming? How did you hear them?
Mackenzie is telling the parents not to talk?
And the police.
Without
the
her
police?
Yeah, she's like, why are you guys talking? I mean, I don't know exactly the words, but he writes in the report, she started yelling, telling us not to talk without her being present.
You know what we about to do? Walk further away so you can't see us. What?
That's
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
What?
So the three, the officer, Natalie and Steve Shirilla, they shuffle back into the hospital room and the officer starts detailing the search warrant and the basic nature of the entire investigation. Once he walks back into the hospital room, he is audio recording.
Okay.
And he lets the Shirillas know. And he explains, the search warrant lists the nature of the crime we're investigating as an aggravated vehicular homicide ×2 because 2 people were killed in the car crash. It does not mean, we're not charging you with aggravated vehicular homicide. And the officer is trying to explain that everything's really now in the hands of the county. It is the county that decides whether or not there's going to be any charges that are pressed. He says it's not the families. So it's not going to be up to Dom and Davion's families.
Right.
The state chooses whether or not they want to charge.
Okay.
Is this the first time they found out what type of charges they could be facing, or?
I think they kind of knew, but they are shocked by the information that Dom and Davion's family have no say.
Oh, shit.
Because they seem disgruntled, and like Natalie, the mom, is like, why? And she's basically asking like, well, what if the families don't want to press charges?
Yo, she crashed a car into the side of a building. Damn near obliterated the damn car. That I would think, like, what? This isn't something like, oh, my child accidentally broke your child's leg. What?
And the officer is like, it's not up to the families.
Yeah,
like, it's
what?
not up to them. This is not a civil case. Like, they can't seem to understand that if the two families of the deceased decide not to press charges, why on earth would the county press charges? And they're confused by it, which is crazy because the officer is like, I mean, it's a crime. Like, what do you mean? This is not civil court. Like, I'm a detective. And so Mackenzie asks the officer at this point, can I say something to her? And she's referencing saying something to her mom. So the officer is like, sure, yeah. Okay. Mackenzie turns to her mom and starts speaking rapidly in a language that the officer Latin? Cannot identify.
Can I say something to her real quick? Yes.
He can't even tell you. Like, he can't even tell you, oh, she turned to her mom and was speaking in, I think, Korean. I think Spanish. I think Portuguese. He's never heard this cadence before. Like, he can't even figure out, like, does it sound Eastern European? Does it sound East Asian?
It's Pig Latin, ain't it?
Like, South Asian? Like, he can't even pinpoint where geographically this type of cadence and
he just went straight to Asia. Okay.
Dialect sounds like it's coming from. And Mackenzie is rapid fire talking to her mom. Clearly, Natalie is understanding everything. She ends the conversation with Mackenzie in English saying, you can. And that's when Mackenzie grunts. Can you just take my whole license away for 10 years or something like that?
What?
To the police?
Yes. In my opinion, the officer sounds kind of flabbergasted, and he just hits her with a, do you have a lawyer? Talk to your lawyer. But once the detective leaves, he's so intrigued by this whole incident of this language that he cannot decipher. He reaches out to the chair of the Department of World Languages at a local university. They tell him, I let 2 other language instructors listen, and we were all on the same page. We all don't think what we're hearing here is a natural spoken language. I thought of your suggestion about it being Pig Latin or something like that, and I think you're right. Given the speed at which it's spoken, it is unlikely to be natural. So she's saying it doesn't sound like a foreign language. The cadence and the phonetics of speaker 1, Mackenzie, are all clearly American English.
Okay.
So it's not like they just know some languages and they're like, oh, it's not the ones we know. They study like the cadence and tones of languages, and they're like, the cadence is American English.
Also, how the fuck how do you just like snap into Pig Latin like that? Like, what the hell be going on in that house? I'm not saying that as if like speaking in Pig Latin is a criminal, nefarious thing. But it's just an interesting trait or an interesting skill to have, especially in this context. Like, did any of y'all know Pig Latin? Like, where do you learn this at? I'm sure there's classes, but what?
Yeah.
So, like, it
Did you hear?
Yeah. I knew Pig Latin in high school. It does sound like Pig Latin.
Pig Latin is the one that you move some...
So you move the first letter to the back, and then you add A at the end. So instead of Stephanie, it would be like Tiffany say.
What? Bro, I remember when I was in I think it was high school, or it was like a church retreat or something in high school, and like most of my friends were girls, and they used to, I think they used to do that shit. Like they used to speak in some. Sorry, Stephanie.
Oh.
They used to do that in like random times, and I just thought it was just like, okay, y'all obviously don't want me to hear what's going on here, so I'm just gonna not say anything or ask what this is because obviously I'm not supposed to know. How the fuck do y'all even what?
Okay.
Yeah. But there's
can you say that in like a natural way? Like, can you actually talk to people in that?
When I was really young, I remember Pig Latin was like a huge thing, and I could not speak anywhere near as quickly as Mackenzie does in this audio file, but you can, kind of.
Interesting.
Okay.
You can.
So, was it Pig Latin?
It is not, but it is a different, like there's so many variations of these types of...
Oh, wow.
Later, it is identified by Mackenzie's dad, Steve, to be carny talk. It's kind of like Pig Latin, but it was actually used heavily by people who worked carnivals. That's why it's called carny talk.
Why?
Interesting.
I guess they wanted a different way to speak to each other, just so that they can communicate without, I guess, communicating in front of, like, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's
I kind of forgot. Now I remember the carny. Okay.
like widely known to be spoken amongst people originally who would run carnivals. That's why I guess it's called carny talk.
That's
the fuck you
interesting.
learn
So,
Yeah.
was it decoded or?
Yes. Now,
Oh,
this
shit.
decoding of the message has been disputed, obviously. The prosecutors have decoded it, and they believe what was said in that hospital room just days after the crash. Steve Shirilla is like, that's not what my daughter said. You decide. Mackenzie is stating she doesn't remember a single important detail of this car accident, right? But then she turns to her mom, and the prosecutor believes she said, can we just tell them I had a seizure?
That was it?
Yeah. Like, it was like, can we just tell them I had a seizure or something like that? Like, can we just tell them?
Holy fuck. Whoa.
The 3 people in that car, the early morning of July 31st, 2022, where, like I said, Mackenzie is in the driver's seat, her boyfriend Dom is in the front passenger seat, and their friend Davion is in the back seat. A lot of people believe that Mackenzie and her boyfriend Dom got into a fight in the car, which leads Mackenzie to freak out, going over 90 miles per hour and slamming into a brick building, with Davion's life, by netizens' speculations, not being considered by Mackenzie. They think that Mackenzie is the type of person to just, you know, someone in the back is not pertinent to her or her relationship, and the fight is the most important thing that could be happening in the car. Now, this is obviously a netizen theory. It is one of the more widely accepted versions of events of what netizens think occurred in the car that night, which is why there's going to be a lot of time spent throughout the episode on Mackenzie and Dom's relationship. It is not because Davion's life was not important or that we don't want to spend time talking about Davion. It's because most people believe that whatever happened in the car could have to do with what Mackenzie felt about Dom.
And also the thing about we're not really like fast forwarding because we tapped into this earlier. Just what the mom said about Davion, about him being a new friend. That I hope we get to talk about Davion more. You know what I'm saying? Like, please, can we at least give Davion information to tell to people, please? Because I don't want him to become just a casualty of what's going on here. I believe he deserves some, you know, some shout outs and some awareness of who he was.
It was reported that Mackenzie has known Davion since they were both in middle school, since they were in the same class. It's unclear if this is true or if they ever really even spoke at all, but according to one of their friends, Davion and Dom started hitting it off recently. Dom has a recording studio in his house, and Davion's dream was to be a rapper, so it just kind of made sense that they would become friendly.
Right.
They're not necessarily best friends. They're not necessarily that close. They actually have very different friend groups and interests, but recently they started hanging out and connecting over music. And we're going to go in depth because Davion is actually staying at Dom's house when all of this is happening. So Davion's family had gone on vacation. Davion had just started a new job, so he can't just take 2 weeks off to go on family vacation. So he's like, I'm going to stay in town, but his parents were a little concerned about him staying alone. So he was like, okay, I'm just going to crash at my friend Dom's place.
That's crazy. How long have they been staying together?
It doesn't seem that long, but it seems like they were friends for, you know, months ahead of time. So it's not like, oh, they just met and he's staying with Dom. But it's not like, oh, Dom and Davion were best friends since middle school and they all hung out and these are, you know, it's like more of a newer friendship that's been developing.
Okay.
So we're going to go in depth about what Davion's family have said, as well as the foundation that they've set up for him in a later episode. But just keep in mind, a lot of the focus will be on Mackenzie and Dom throughout some of these episodes, not because Davion's life is less important than anyone else's. His family and friends have spoken extensively about what he meant to them, how he impacted their lives, and what it means for them now that he's been taken away from them, which we're going to cover in a later episode. So with that being said, we're just going to get into the relationship. Mackenzie and Dom have been dating for years before the crash. At this point in time, Dom is 20. Mackenzie is about to turn 18. The crash actually happens like a few days before her 18th birthday. They've been dating for years. They were both minors. They both met in high school. But now that Dom has graduated, he's living in his own house. So he lives alone. He does live right next door to his mom. So he lives alone, but he's right next door to his mom, and he sees his mom a lot. His mom cooks dinner. He comes over for dinner. It's not like completely independent of a lifestyle, but also he's 20. So he's living the lifestyle that I think a lot of 20-year-old guys probably live. But Mackenzie, she's still in high school. So it is alarming that she's posting a lot of the things that she's posting. And at some point, it's believed that Mackenzie had fully moved into Dom's house and was living with him at 17 years old. And her parents are seeing these things.
That's crazy.
They're seeing what's being posted, and they're completely fine with it.
That's
Wait, the parents are
crazy,
seeing
bro.
like the smoking, driving.
I would think so because they follow her on Instagram.
Whoa, that's crazy. Okay.
They have a
Fucking
stripper
parents,
pole
bro.
in the house that
What?
they will post
Wait, who
videos.
does?
Dom in his house, which
Oh,
again,
well, I thought she said the parents had a stripper pole in the house. I was like, what the fuck going on in this house?
I think this is very normal for a 20-year-old guy.
No. No. What the fuck? No.
I don't think it's normal for a 17-year-old girl to be allowed to live in that house regardless of if it's her
Right.
boyfriend, and that is the
Exactly.
fault of the Shirillas.
Yes.
But she'll post videos of people dancing on the stripper poles. They are fully clothed, and people will just like throw bills in the air. So it does seem like high school fun. It doesn't seem nefarious or anything, but it is just a very specific type of lifestyle that I would imagine most parents would not want their 17-year-old daughter
Yeah,
to be
like
engaged
what?
in at this point, being 17 years old.
If you aren't
They
the
would host
Shirillas.
parties at Dom's house because he had his own house. And there is an incident that has been coming up on social media. Before
What?
the crash, the police had already gone out to the house earlier that year in 2022 because at one of these parties, a girl falls down the stairs. And the police describe it as she almost died.
Oh my
We're going to call
gosh.
her Kay, but side note, Davion was also there, and it's been reported that Davion was actually one of the only people that helped her before the medics came.
Wow.
A lot of people apparently just like ran off when she fell because there were clearly questionable activities going on in the house, potentially underage drinking, smoking weed. I think they were very concerned about not getting in trouble versus, you know, worrying about their friend's life.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Teenagers be dumb as fuck. Because what? Y'all gonna run and y'all friend is still there. Y'all don't want to get in trouble. So what you mean? You just told one person to help them up? Hey man. Hell no. That's fucked up.
The girl that fell, Kay, ends up in a medically induced coma for weeks.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
she genuinely almost died. It was not
What
a
the fuck?
hyperbolic way of speaking. It's not the police being like, she almost died. She's a teenager. No, she almost died.
What happened? Like what?
Nobody knows. So obviously,
Why do people just don't know what's going on? Are y'all even if you don't know, why is everybody just unaware of what's going on here? What?
like
dude?
Kay's
What?
parents don't believe the simple explanation of, oh, she just fell. Understandably so. Like, I would want very thorough answers too. It just doesn't make sense to
Right.
them. In the FOIA file, there are Snapchat messages between Mackenzie and her friends talking about this fall and trying to piece together all of them. You don't really get a thorough story of what even happened, but you get that there were suspicions. One
Okay.
person who attended the party audio messages Mackenzie. Legit, what I was saying to people, so it seems like if I had to get context clues, and this is just me guessing out of my butt, it seems like Mackenzie is confronting this girl of like, are you going around telling people that she didn't fall? Are you going around telling people that someone pushed her? Because she's explaining, right? This girl is like explaining to Kenzie, like, this is what I said.
Legit, what I was saying to people, because like they were even saying like was not that drunk, like how could have that happened, like she wasn't even that fucked up, because she wasn't. And I said, I don't know, no alcohol was in her system. A lot of the police and her parents and a lot of the people are thinking that she got pushed, like there was foul play in it. And I said, if there was a possibility that there were girls there and they were drunk, I said I never thought that they like distinctively like pushed her. I said if anything were to have happened, it would have been maybe they were play fighting with each other and they got too rowdy and drunk, because that's how fucking girls get when they're fucking drunk. And I don't know that. Okay. By the stairs and by the fucking door, and I had explained to people, like, if it was anything like that, it would have been they missed their step and accidentally pushed.
Yeah. Okay. So pretty much it's just saying the girls did it. Like that's just what that means. And to me, it sounds like whoever's talking is literally trying not to snitch, but you're still snitching. Like, you know, just saying accidentally, like that does nothing. They still probably did that. So you still told them that it was probably the girls that did that.
And it wasn't
accidentally pushed her on
purpose.
purpose.
Yeah, and it wasn't a full-on push. Accidentally
Like
hit her while she was about to go down the stairs. She explains that Kay had this like big bag of clothes she was carrying, and she states that she told people that she theorized that weighed her down.
Big bag of clothes? What type of party is this? Were they like staying over? Why does she have a big bag of clothes? Like just changing it? What do you mean big bag of clothes? How much clothes did she bring?
And that's what made her tumble down the stairs.
I never said that people were pushing her and had people push her. Like, no.
You just said
that's what the police think, and that's why I'm trying to get the picture of the steps so I can literally tell them, like, it wasn't like, or like, I don't know, like my mom was like, they don't think she just did all that just from falling down the stairs.
Basically saying, like, my mom doesn't think Kay has all these injuries from just falling down the stairs, right?
I was like, do you really think like people would like fucking beat Ken and we would just all like fucking cover that shit up? Like, I honestly think that's what they think is happening. So that's why I just need the picture of the stairs. I never said anyone pushed her. I said if it were to come to that and someone were to have, because all the signs are kind of pointing to that, because it was not fucking. She had been to your house, Dom's house before, and known those stairs at Halloween. Like, nothing could have like really pointed to her falling down the stairs except her missing her step, or someone accidentally like falling into her, accidentally tripping over her, accidentally catching her step. That's all I said.
But
that was a lot. That was a lot being said.
Literally said.
Right.
It could have been someone who pushed her, though.
Accidentally pushed her on purpose, yeah.
Accidentally pushed her on purpose.
In one audio message, Mackenzie is ranting to another friend, and I don't know if it's about this person, right? I'm just, again, piecing together these like random Snapchat data and trying to figure out what the hell is happening. And like, none of these are like really even in chronological order. So, but she says, this is Mackenzie.
Tell me why I just got off the phone with fucking Sammy. And supposedly Emily did not even try to catch her. Emily ran away and threw up. That's what Sammy is saying. And Sammy was the one down there. So Emily is like a major fucking problem, like right now.
What's that supposed to mean?
Like,
what?
If she genuinely fell down the stairs without any sort of foul play involved. Maybe this is how high schoolers act and they like to start drama, but this is such a serious thing. I don't think... It's just very odd.
That's one of the things I be saying, bro. Of, I guess, certain type of teenagers not even giving a fuck about mortality. Mortality? Is that the word? Yeah, mortality at all. Like, somebody can almost just die, and then you just like, oh, well, somebody down there, she's real. So she was down there, it's a real fucking problem right now. It's like, wow, okay. No, I hope she's okay. Oh, right. Okay.
Mackenzie eventually makes like an Instagram story, and I don't know what she's trying to do. If she's trying to clear the air, make the situation worse. I think more so the latter. But she says,
just a PSA. If any of you think that party situation is my fault, you can go fuck yourself and leave my story right now. Yeah. Because we let all you underage little fucks inside our beautiful home just to do illegal things. And you want to blame us? Aren't you all the ones that ran out of the house and left and shook her while we called the police and got her there? Was she... Yeah. Please go fuck yourself and kill yourself, bitch.
Whoa.
My gosh, dude.
Interestingly, later, Dom's mom, so Mackenzie's boyfriend's mom, who lives right next door, says about the situation.
She supposedly pushed down the steps, right?
In reference to Mackenzie.
Wow.
Dom's mom describes the situation later to the officers, saying, so the big story was...
I'm so sorry. Was this talked about before the crash or after the crash?
After the crash. So it was, you know, during the fall. I don't think Dom's mom got involved because Dom is 20.
Right.
You know, so this... And I don't know like how it escalated. There's no reference to Dom's mom getting involved after the crash to report any of this. I don't think she really knew because, I mean, she's Dom's mom. No one's going to her telling her, oh, what's been happening with the kids recently. So I think what happened was after the crash, it seemed that Dom's mom did report to the police. A lot of Dom's friends were coming to her and telling her information about Mackenzie. Because they feel weird about the crash.
Got it.
So they're like, because your son has got, like, that was our friend, we want to help. Here's this weird information we've been knowing, but like we would have never told you that before the crash because like we just thought it was like relationship drama or like weird stuff and we don't have proof.
Yeah.
And so she explains to the officers.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
when was the fall?
Early 2022, like January.
And the crash happened
July 31st, 2022.
Fuck.
6
so
months.
6 months.
7 months.
Got it.
6, 7.
She says,
The big story was this girl fell down the steps, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, how did she fall? And blah, blah. She had no alcohol in her system. And there's a handrail. And then as time went on, Kenzie was the one that told me personally. She said that these girls were really out to get her because they are accusing her of pushing this gal down the steps. I said, well, why in the world would you ever push that girl? I wouldn't push that girl down the steps. Just didn't think of nothing at the time. But after the fact, I'm sitting there thinking, and I had asked that Houston when he called me. I said, do you hear that she pushed this girl down the steps? Houston believes she pushed her down the steps.
so she's like, I don't know. She's just telling the police, like, this is what I heard. And like Mackenzie also told me people were accusing her at the time of pushing the girl down the stairs. And then now I'm talking to one of Dom's friends who also thinks that she pushed her down the stairs. It's just weird.
How is the friend, Kay?
I think
she's
she's okay.
Okay, good.
Did she ever say what happened?
No. I do think that is a pretty crazy accusation to
gosh.
make, that Mackenzie would push another girl down the steps to the point of her almost dying. I think that it would really take a very specific personality for people to think that she's capable of such a thing. Because
Yeah, I was about to say, because
you can't just walk around and think, oh, anyone is capable of killing somebody and pushing them down the stairs to the point of like a medically induced coma. Like you would have to be a very specific type of personality where people can look at you and think, I could see you doing that.
yeah, and also the videos that I'm seeing, like even the one where she literally did the, you know, put a finger down if you think you can kill somebody and get away with it. Not saying that, well, if I had to see this Snapchat before knowing about the crash and stuff like that, someone who's doing the shit that Mackenzie was doing, I can literally see, people being comfortable of pinning that on you. Does that make sense? Like, it'll be easier to do so. And the way that she be talking to people crazy as hell, yo.
Yeah, and it's a very serious allegation,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Mackenzie seems to have gone through a lot of friend groups in high school, and the ones that she is no longer friends with, naturally, they don't have a lot of great things to say about her.
Well,
A
damn.
former friend of Mackenzie says, I know she smokes weed. I mean, that's literally her personality trait. That's it. That's about it. Just smoking weed.
Just it? Just a
She
pothead.
will post TikToks responding to creators. So she'll like duet TikToks, Mackenzie will.
Okay.
And it'll say things like, how do you smoke but you can't roll? Meaning like you can't roll a blunt joint.
I can't roll a blunt.
And it's the song like, you is such a loser.
Fuck you.
Right? And she'll duet it and show Dom as like, oh, well, I don't know how to roll because my boyfriend does it for me. That's the vibe. But I guess she gets inspired because she also uses the sound to do her own TikTok about weed. She is lip syncing the words, you is such a loser. And the caption is, when girls only hang out with me because they know I have weed. She really does love smoking weed. On her notes app on her phone, police found a birthday wish list, and amongst those was weed socks. So I guess like the socks with the little marijuana leaves on there. Just not really fashion forward, but okay. Her TikTok handles were Baby Kush, Baby Cushy, weed references.
Cushy means weed?
Yes.
I think Kush.
Oh.
Kush,
Yeah.
yes.
She has another video where she's smiling and the caption reads, when everybody knows me not from popularity, but from my horrible reputation. So like she seems to get off on knowing that Strongsville kind of hates her. She has another TikTok where she's in a school library with other people and the words on the screen just read, "Most hated bitches of Strongsville." She seems proud. Now, side note, Strongsville is the suburbs outside of Cleveland, Ohio, which it seems like it's reminiscent of a lot of suburban areas in America, cookie cutter housing developments, chain restaurants, massive parking lots to accommodate every single shopping plaza. The mall is probably the hangout spot. I grew up in the suburbs. I hated it, so I can see why Mackenzie doesn't fit in, and maybe she doesn't like it. She has a distinct style and a stronger personality, if you want to call it that. But she does protest about how much she hates Strongsville. Damn. She'll make TikToks like, "I can't do school anymore. It's so stupid. And it makes me feel so dumb. And I want to go to New York or Florida. I just want to go somewhere with good food and good pics." Which
to
is like
take pictures?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting way
New
to
York
like
and
figure
Florida?
out the next city you're going to live in, like good food and good pics. But she herself also stirs shit up all the time. She's the type to send audio notes like this. I don't even know who she sent it to, but she sends an audio note.
"And you need to get a facial every month. Your skin looking mad crusty and you have a pizza face. Like, literally, you're ugly as fuck.
Cause she looks so different here. Bro, she looks so fucking different.
The fuck out of my comments, bitch."
Damn. So
Why
like
she
a
talking
friend?
to people like that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
One person says, one of my friends said that they were in a group chat with her, and before school, she would call the group chat over and over and over and over and over
Bro,
again. So much so
why?
that you couldn't even open the group chat because like you were just getting calls, like spammed.
Oh,
and it
hell
was because
no.
she didn't know what she wanted to wear to school. So she's just like spam calling everybody.
Yeah, that I ain't gonna lie to you. Would not be her friend anymore. Not gonna lie. Aside from all these other things, I hate when people do that shit. I really, because like, bro, I swear. Okay, quick tangent. I swear, being in a group chat is literally people like revoking your consent to talk to them. Like, because why the fuck do you keep calling? Why do you keep texting? Ding, 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 ding. All these other things. I'm sorry. I'm probably not really the most sociable type of person, but I am. But it gets to a point where every time I'm trying to use my phone, I see the fucking group face message every 5 fucking minutes. But then you mute the chat and like, you know, you hide alerts and everything, and you just miss a whole saga of things. I don't know. Sorry, that's just sorry. That's my first world problem. I was just complaining about.
She's also just like a very confusing person. She likes to DM friends things like, "Every woman's body is beautiful." Like, I swear,
Okay.
every friend has seen a different version of Mackenzie, and I can see that through her DMs and text messages. To some friends, she presents herself as like this girl's girl who loves people, and she just gets hated on TikTok because, you know, haters, right?
But then you just over telling people to self-exit. Like, what the, like, yo, what the hell?
And then to other people, she's like, "You have a fucking pizza face." It's just shocking. Okay, so she's DMing a friend. "Every woman's body is beautiful. Every woman is a fucking goddess. Men need to learn." Then in other DMs, she's calling people fat bitches.
Well, that would probably mean she's like one of those man-hating people. And just saying that just to, you know, say, "Oh, men need to get better. You know, men ain't shit," type shit.
In one text exchange, she tells Dom, "The bitch in the Jeep was about to try to not let me go, and I almost got in a car accident in front of her." Dom responds, "What a bitch." Mackenzie responds, "I know she's fat, and I gave her a dirty ass
Damn.
look, and I'm driving slow as fuck in front of her." In
What does
another
that have to-
series of
what does that have
DMs,
to do
she's
with
complaining
anything?
about how she's stressed out at the prospect of not winning homecoming court best dressed superlative, okay? She rants, "Bro, if I don't win, I'm a freak." I
Bro,
don't
calm
think
down.
she
Smoke some
wins
weed.
because she gets a DM by the real winner's sister. And it seems like they all have some beef, okay? Because the little sister is like, "You didn't win because your outfits are ugly." Oh, and I do think that this was a warranted thing because Mackenzie was going around posting the girl who actually won, and she's wearing like a flannel shirt, and
Okay.
she's writing really mean things like, "I can't believe I lost to a bitch in a flannel." Like it was just mean. So I think the younger sister was warranted to,
Right.
you know, you're young, you're like, "You, I'm gonna stand up for my sister."
Yeah, like what?
Mackenzie
Yes.
responds, "I'm so sorry, you're so insecure. I mean, if I was overweight, I would probably make fun of pretty skinny girls too. I mean, maybe you heard how crazy I am. Have your big sissy text me if she has a problem." The younger sister responds, "You're anorexic, bitch. shopping in the child section ain't cute.
Oh my gosh.
Mackenzie responds, maybe talk shit if you're gonna do something about it. We can have this convo in person if you want.
No, you don't.
To which she responds, I can snap your 5'2", 70-pound ass like a twig. Mackenzie responds, is that a threat? Maybe if you spent all the time eating, you would be happy on the inside. Now stop biting your older sister's problem, meatloaf. Have a nice day. To which the younger sister responds, your ass is flat, get well soon. Hope you end up in a hospital because your twig body got sucked away in the wind. Let me know, I could...
All right, bro. My gosh. Okay. Yeah, this is why I just feel like it's illegal of me just hearing this, but it's a part of the story, so okay.
Blow air on you and you would fly away. You're probably one of the ugliest people I've ever seen. Mackenzie responds, girl, I don't care. I'm not insecure. Being ugly is an illness. Get well soon. Which, I mean, clearly they had problems with each other before this because what the hell is going on, but...
Yeah.
That's crazy. You had every single DM from her?
Yeah. From a time.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, husband, you should give Stephanie a spa day for all this. Just whatever she want. Like a whole, until this joint is over, just do whatever she wants. She going through a lot, even tapping into this shit, man. I'm so sorry. I can imagine the stress. I hope Stephanie could get some rest, bro, because this is crazy. This is part 1.
Period. It was 2,000 pages of DMs.
Fuck.
And it was just like a fucking trip the whole time. Yeah. And speaking of best dressed, a lot of netizens are just confused about the school's enforcement of their dress codes. If they even have one, it just doesn't make any sense. One of her favorite looks to show up to school, high school,
uniforms at school,
is she'll wear like tracksuits, Juicy Couture tracksuits, not the new ones because she obviously hates those as per her own TikTok, but the old ones. And she will have her tracksuit low-waisted, and then she'll be wearing like a string thong, and then pull up the strings all the way up the sides.
Bro, what the...
Effectively giving herself a wedgie. I mean, I get...
Okay. Sorry, Stephanie, hold on.
Get it. It's a stylistic choice, but you're in high school.
Okay, question. Did y'all in high school, did y'all were able to wear whatever you wanted? In none of my schools, except for college, I always wore a uniform. And I guess the reasoning was because... I forgot the reasoning. It was like so people won't like bully or something like that because some people can't like afford all these nice clothes and stuff. And literally in school, I got bullied for having Jordans in the nice sneaker game. Like, cuz my goodness gracious, how I wanted to ask, like, how was it if your school didn't have uniforms, you could wear whatever you want? Like, how was that experience? Because I always wanted to at least like wear whatever I wanted. You know, I know my shoes weren't fly. You know, and then the uniforms was like, what was y'all experience? Because I'm jealous of y'all.
You're in high school. You're wearing it to school.
How do you know this?
Because she posts pictures at school of herself in the bathroom mirror. She'll post TikToks. She'll do like what I wore Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And all of them, I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, well, what's the dress code, right?
Yeah, what's the dress code? There is an incident where the school report, because we got multiple disciplinary reports from Mackenzie's school. And the school report reads, after being seen by a teacher in the bathroom taking selfies, Mackenzie was asked to zip up her hoodie, probably because of dress code, and go to class, to which she responded by calling the teacher a fucking bitch and a dumb bitch. So I guess there is a dress code. It just doesn't apply to Mackenzie. Neither does not being on your phone. Another school report reads, during class, Mackenzie was seen playing a game on her phone. When the teacher asked her to get off her phone, Mackenzie told her she was playing a game with her mother. The teacher repeated herself a second time, and Mackenzie failed to comply. When the teacher told her to go to the administration office, Mackenzie went to the restroom and locked herself in the stall. It took several teachers to address the matter with her. Another incident, another teacher writes about Mackenzie. Many of the students and a couple of the teachers commented on her behavior and the need for administration to take action. I have been asking for help with her all year. I would like her removed from my room as I am no longer comfortable with being verbally attacked in front of students and being videotaped while it's happening.
Yeah, get her out of class.
Yeah.
Get her out of class. What the fuck? Send her to ISS.
Some people describe Mackenzie as a wannabe Maddie from Euphoria, the TV show. There's
Maddie
one
wasn't
Instagram
even
DM.
Bro, what? Maddie wasn't even that bad. Or was she? I don't remember. It was all a blur. Maddie wasn't like that. I don't think so. I don't remember. You know what? Forget it. Fuck my memory. Whatever.
Where they tell her, you're literally Maddie IRL. I aspire to have your energy one day. Which Mackenzie takes this to heart. She's like,
why?
I'm Maddie IRL because she DMs Euphoria on Instagram and says, cast me, I'm that girl. She sends them a video, cast me. Like she says, so she's like, cast me, I'm that girl, sends a video, cast me. Then she starts just spamming photos at this point and says, season 3 ? And because I'm nosy, I just wanted to do a breakdown. She sends a video and then she proceeds to send 17 photos.
What kind of photo? Just like Insta pic?
You don't want to know.
Where she looks like Maddie from Euphoria, or thinks she looks like.
Who is Maddie? Just
Alexa Demi.
Just
who is Maddie? I mean, she's pretty iconic, yeah, but I don't think Mackenzie is Maddie IRL, right? But I do feel for whatever intern was handling Euphoria socials, they deserve a week off, because what the fuck is that? She also is just messaging photos of herself to Vogue Runway, to Vogue, to Balenciaga. She's just a very confusing individual. She says she doesn't like to body shame, but then she will go ahead and do that if she doesn't like someone. She says she hates racism and will call people out publicly for being racist, which is a good thing. But she herself will use the N-word in text messages and also extensively make fun of Asian people.
What?
I just guess.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What the
fuck? Yeah.
Like what?
More on that later.
Like
but
what?
She's got some crazy beef with TikTok, and she's like, it's because it's run by them damn Asians. This is when it was ByteDance and not Oracle.
Oh.
I guess confusing is just not the correct word. It's like hypocritical, right? For example, according to one school report, Mackenzie allegedly said to another student, if I was a slave owner, I would have killed, and then insert student name.
Yo. What the fuck? How does this even come into your brain, bro? Like, what?
Who I'm assuming is black, based off of this allegation. Mackenzie denies ever saying that, but at least 3 witnesses claim that they heard her say that. And
Cuz, that's like a crazy thing to put on somebody. I believe she said that shit. Like, what the fuck? How does your brain conjure up words to come together in a sentence like that? If you're not a specific type of person to say that.
on the topic of racism, another student reported that Mackenzie airdropped them. So like on their phone, they get an airdrop. And it's a meme of SpongeBob saying, I spy N-word with a hard R. Like, what? I spy a N-word with a hard R. This is a black student. When asked about it, Mackenzie said, oh my gosh, no, I was airdropped the meme.
Wait, she's dropping it to
a black student.
That's crazy.
Yes. And so then she's like, oh my God, no, I never airdropped it. Like, that's crazy. I was airdropped that picture.
But it came from your phone.
It just didn't seem to add up. Yeah. According to the school report, the meme was reportedly seen on the phone and directly attributed to Mackenzie. There are disciplinary reports from back in 2018 where Mackenzie got into a fight with another girl while she was walking to the buses. She gets into a fist fight. And another report in 2018 filed by the parent of another girl where they tell the police that they're scared that Mackenzie is going to beat up their child. The report reads, I spoke to my child who stated that while she was in third period class, Mackenzie Shirilla called her a bitch and threatened to beat her up.
So, cause y'all giving this shit to the parents or anybody? Does anybody else know about this? Like, you just letting her be a fucking tyrant in the school, and her parents are just okay with this? Like, huh? And then over here, I'm fast forwarding my brain to the dad talking about, oh, she's just a dumb kid. No, this is going farther than dumb kid. This girl is terrible. She is terrorizing people.
She stated this was all over my daughter not giving Mackenzie a Dorito chip.
Over a fucking Dorito chip? You gonna beat somebody up over a Dorito chip?
She also stated that Mackenzie posted on Instagram last year a picture of her showing her forehead. The caption that she had was a big forehead. So just like bullying, you know? And, you know, Mackenzie allegedly tried to repost that picture today. So when authorities talked to Mackenzie about it, of course, she's like, well, no, she's the one that threatened to beat me up when I asked for a Dorito chip, which like doesn't even really make sense because it's like, hey, can I have a Dorito chip? I'm gonna beat you up. Like you would just say no, you're weird.
Yeah.
She also states that the picture on Instagram, someone took her phone and posted it. Of course, she would never do that because she's a girl's girl. It's hard to say that Mackenzie was ever universally well-liked, if liked by many at all. She says online that she doesn't like anything designer, but in 2019, there's a report of her stealing a pair of earrings from Kohl's. She was ultimately not prosecuted because the earrings were not recovered and their value was less than $20. And also another thing about really liking designer, she doesn't really like designer. She likes DHgate, which nothing's wrong with dupes, but she just like is so up in arms and has this superiority complex because she has a Christian Dior bag, but I can literally see her in her DMs on Instagram sending people DHgate links to where she gets her stuff. So she's like, I hate brokies, but then it's like, you can't really say that when you're, I only wear designer, I hate brokies, but your bag is DHgate. And nothing is wrong with a DHgate bag, but it's also like kind of weird.
Yeah, hypocrite. Yeah.
Yes. A lot of things are hypocritical. She will smoke weed until she's apparently coughing up black stuff because she's essentially fast-tracking her lungs to an early demise. But she's also super, super anal about...
I'm sorry, what? What? How much weed are you fucking smoking? What?
Sticking to an organic, non-GMO, gluten-free diet.
Really?
And why is she... Is there a medical reason? She says, quote, in a DM to someone, it helps my spiritual journey.
Bro.
She says, to be honest, I love fruit. So that's probably my favorite meal. Just any fruit.
But you're smoking so much weed that you're coughing up black goop. Like, I don't... Never... What? What the fuck?
She gets upset when her friends eat her popcorn because she only likes natural, all organic popcorn. But also some people, you know, they would call her Baby Kush because she literally smokes so much weed and posts about it all over social media. And then that was her TikTok handle. So what's going on? She also rants about restaurants. You think their seafood is freshly caught? Like none of it was. I don't want no farm fish. That's nasty as fuck. In another DM message, someone sends her a link to melatonin gummies, it seems like, to help her sleep.
Yeah.
And Mackenzie responds, is it natural? They respond, yes, babes, our brains produce it naturally. This should be a case study that organic food consumption does not make one brighter than the rest.
Yeah. Well.
Let's just say, if Mackenzie is going to have an anti-fan club, there are going to be people lined up around the block to be the president of that anti-fan club.
I would say this case for Mackenzie can also be like a commercial for why teenagers should not smoke so much weed. Just saying. Because she obviously is not doing that in moderation at all.
And probably for good reason. She's just not really, objectively speaking, a great person, in my opinion. Am I telling you this in the context of the crash? Not necessarily, because legally it doesn't work like that. I mean, just because you're kind of a weird brat doesn't mean you're guilty of a crime. However, I do think that this is all contextual information that would be necessary to understand the case in its entirety and what people have been saying and why they've been saying certain things. After extensively researching, I can try to group up the three major groups of people and how they feel about this case. The first group of people, they obviously believe that whatever happened that night in the car, they believe it was an accident. Now, this is like the smallest of the people from what I could see anecdotally, just like surfing on Reddit, but I'm not a freaking AI data analyst, okay? I don't know. But it just seems like a smaller group of people that believe that it must have been an accident. Because it doesn't make sense, you know? They think that maybe Mackenzie suffered a medical emergency, passed out on the wheel, causing this accident. Or maybe it's like a car malfunction, and even though the police ruled it out, you never know.
Man.
The larger masses, however, believe it was planned. Now, to what degree is up for debate. So the second group of people believe that Mackenzie planned this crash days in advance, that she was going to crash the car with Dom in it, and Davion just happened to be in the car, and she has no regard for anybody's life but her own.
So
a few days before she turned 18, like that, people are saying is intentional. She allegedly, they claim, scoped out the crash site. Now, there is evidence that she was on that road previously, but people have interpreted that differently. Some people are saying like this was a known cut through. Other people are saying like, no, she was scoping out the crash site. So take it as you will. But they believe that she drove down the same road multiple times beforehand. She planned it to the T because she knew Dom was going to break up with her soon. And Davion just happened to be in the car. Now, the third group of people
Do they believe Mackenzie is planning to be alive after the crash, or?
I think there's subgroups of people. Some people think that she might not have had that foresight. Some people think like she probably does, because if evidenced by her social media of posting her driving and smoking, there are certain teenagers who live very reckless lifestyles and who believe that they are almost like physically invincible. Other people believe that she just like is such an emotionally volatile, evil person that she doesn't even care about her own safety.
Fucking hell, dude.
Interesting.
But there's lots of nuanced debates that we're going to get into later, because her head was found under the dash. So some people are saying, oh, that's like evidence that she could have fainted before the crash. Some people are saying like that could have happened just because the airbags are deploying. Other people are saying she intentionally did it so that her face wouldn't get busted from the airbags. And she's a narcissist. So it's all just everyone has their own opinion about it. The third group of people, they don't necessarily think that Mackenzie has been planning this days in advance, but they do think that there was intent. They do think that this is murder, because whatever happened in the car, most likely they believe is an argument that broke out between Mackenzie and Dom. And still, Mackenzie has no regard for Dom or especially Davion's life, because he's just in the back seat.
You know what's crazy? Like literally all points that this was her fucking fault. Like that's just, you know,
she crashes the car in rage, and that is still intentional murder. So these are like the three main groups that I've seen. Obviously, the legal outcome of this case supports the second and third theory that this was intentional murder, which there is intent behind the crash, which is why a lot of people have taken to trying to analyze Mackenzie and Dom's relationship, as it all feels highly relevant. Whatever happened in the car, most people believe it's either because Mackenzie didn't want Dom to break up with her soon, or because she got enraged during a fight in the car and was ready to kill him for it.
Shit is crazy.
One friend says, Dom provided everything for Mackenzie. Mackenzie didn't work a job. Mackenzie would live with Dom. Dom would provide for her, like with everything. Dom would buy her groceries. Dom would buy her clothes. Anything that Mackenzie needed, Dom gets it for her. So they had this relationship where it's like they were just ready to move on and marry. So they felt like, you know, it was very serious, but Dom was like the provider. He would even be expected to provide for Mackenzie's weed consumption. She would make literal demands. There are text messages between the two where she says, maybe if you listened for 1 second, enclosed. By the way, she writes enclosed, like an enclosure, like a cage.
Listen, enclosed?
Instead of closed, like she's trying to say enclosed your mouth, but she's saying enclosed, like
that
an
weed is
enclosure.
getting to her brain,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, just listen and close your mouth.
Yeah, but she said enclosed. She's like, maybe if you listen for a second and closed your fucking mouth, you would hear what I was saying, but you just don't fucking stop going.
My gosh. How is she talking to people like this?
So fucking fed up with this shit. I'm giving you one more chance to give me weed, or there's gonna be issues.
This is a good ad to not, like, what the fuck? First off, why are you talking? Give me weed or there's gonna be issues.
I'm gonna do a whole separate video, part 4 of this series. We're just gonna go down pretty much every fight that they've had through text messages, because it is a 31,000 page document with over 90,000 text messages that are highly relevant to this case. So that's going to be in part 4. So like a few episodes later, it's just literally just going to be analyzing the full text document and the journey of their relationship, because there's a lot that happens through 2020, through 2022. There's text messages days leading up to the crash and all of the fights that are happening, because there's a lot of explosive fights, and you can really see Mackenzie's, I don't even want to, it almost feels abusive. Like you'll see a lot of things in that episode, but that's going to be in part 4.
You know what's crazy? I went to go get some more coffee. I took a quick coffee break, and literally as soon as I looked at my phone, part 4 is out. I forgot today is Wednesday. So that means part 5 is probably going to be Sunday. So, yeah. All right. So I guess the next 4 days we're going to tap into this. So let's keep going.
Text messages from almost exactly a year before the crash, Mackenzie tells Dom, maybe when you can actually formulate a sentence yourself and not just repeat what I said last, I'll take this fucking conversation seriously.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. You ain't talking to me like that. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck. You gonna have to fuck me up then. I'm just gonna have to get my ass beat. If I can't leave, you ain't talking to me like that. I'm not. No. What? We'll talk about formulate a sentence. You talk about some enclosed. What? No.
Which Dom responds, WTF? See, I don't say anything mean. You just purposely try to say hurtful things. You say that I'm not going on vacation with you. You say you're not going to do anything for me anymore. Like what? You said you were going to break up with me too. Like that's all verbally abusive. When you want to fix this on both ends, let me know. Mackenzie responds, I'm allowed to say how I feel, and if you don't like that, then that sucks. Why would I want to go on vacation with someone that won't even give me 1 gram of free weed?
Bro, weed is not even that fucking good. Yo, oh my gosh. She's probably addicted to that shit, man. Oh, you crashing out over some gas, bro? Damn.
So this is literally just her getting mad that he's not giving her weed.
Girl, no,
he
you
tells
can't
her
have no
he
weed.
does give her weed, like free weed all the time, right? He's like, what do you always demand weed from me? I'm giving it to you. Like, what do you?
Damn.
She just responds, too bad because I don't want your whack ass weed anymore. I never want it again. He's like, so we're done over that? Is there someone else? Like, you literally got me thinking about quitting weed.
And quitting weed will probably be good for you. Like, you acting like that's a problem. You're obviously not quitting weed. You're going to get it from somewhere else.
And she blames everything on Dom. Now, a lot of people might take this as the truth, but I will say consistently over 30,000 something pages, this is like a pattern of Mackenzie. Anything wrong happens in her life, she blames somebody. So she says, how are you going to get me addicted to weed and then not give me weed when I need it? Like the fuck? So fed up with your shit. I personally don't think that Dom got her addicted to weed. I think that, I mean, they're all teenagers. I think that she would have discovered weed regardless.
And also, I'm the type of person that I thought you couldn't get addicted to weed, but obviously you fucking can. She's really addicted to weed, bro. This is the first time I've actually like seen someone like, or just seeing what it's like when somebody is addicted to weed. Like, holy shit.
Regardless of Dom, I don't even know if he's the one that introduced it to her or if they both started at the same time. Like, she just likes to blame everyone for all of her problems.
Why are you blowing smoke in my face?
Kenzie, I try to tell you not to rip bongs at 6 in the morning, but you do it every day.
What the fuck?
And she responds, that's not the problem, hun. I give you free weed. That doesn't mean you can smoke as much as you want, Kenzie. You smoke like a chimney, and you're being mean as fuck to me right now.
And also, she smokes so much, and she's still mean? What type of weed is she smoking? Like, why is she so irate all the damn time? I thought you spoke when you smoking some gas. You calm down a little bit. I don't know, man. People are different, I guess. My gosh.
Even when he's trying to be level-headed and worried for her health, she's just kind of freaking out on him. She just kind of expects him to do everything for her, even emotionally be there for her no matter what she's feeling. And Mackenzie feels a lot of things seemingly all the freaking time. When Dom is going on a flight to California, he texts Mackenzie that it's really annoying because he's in the middle seat. Quote, I'm in between two people. I don't know. She responds, WTF? Yeah, right? So he's thinking, oh my gosh, like she's feeling bad for me. I'm gonna need to know if it's a girl. He reassures her, it probably won't be anyone to worry about. I haven't seen anyone that is attractive at all. Just mostly weird looking people. One person who knows the couple says none of Dom's exes would even keep in contact with him because they all knew Mackenzie was kind of crazy. She's psycho a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
But it seems like he's just expected to do everything, even pay for her. In text messages, they're discussing a potential trip to New York City. Dom is asking her, can you afford it? Which is like a completely normal question to ask because New York City is one of the most expensive cities in the US to visit. So it's a completely valid question. Mackenzie freaks out. Actually, maybe I don't want to go with you if you're going to be like that. I'm not going on vacation with you, so I'm done talking about this. Why are you literally being crazy right now? To which Dom responds, Kenzie, you're being crazy. She responds, Dom, I'm filling out a fucking job application while you're spamming me. Dom is just so taken aback. He's like, you're trying to make me feel obligated to spend thousands on you. She responds in caps, then don't, question mark. Which, side note about her filling out a job application, Mackenzie was fired from multiple jobs. Those who worked with her said that she was just like a shit employee. For Dunkin' Donuts, she had just gotten her hair done the day, I think, of coming into her shift. So the manager tells her, hey, you know, it's like part of the uniform. You have to wear the Dunkin' hat because everybody wears the Dunkin' hat. And like you work for Dunkin', so you gotta wear the Dunkin' hat.
America runs on Dunkin', cuz.
Is so offended by this. She's sending like voice notes to her friends and she's like, can you believe that they told me to wear the hat, and I was trying to explain to them I just got my hair done, so I can't wear the hat. And the manager was telling her, you can't expect us to let you have special privileges and treat you differently from any of the other employees. Like, you have to wear the hat. Mackenzie quits on the spot, leaves a horrible review for the Dunkin' Donuts location. It's very interesting that she genuinely does not comprehend why it's inappropriate for her to be treated differently than other employees.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes I wish that I was able to be born with the psyche of thinking I can get away with stuff, because my question is, how does somebody not feel embarrassed of being like this? Like, sometimes my mind can't even fathom like feeling like ashamed that you act like this to people and just not give a fuck. Like, this is one of those times where I'm like jealous of something that I should not be jealous of. But I'm just thinking, like, how does someone see the world where they think that you can just do shit like this? I don't know, man. I don't know.
The concept befuddles her. To her, it's just like, what's the big deal about a hat? Which, like, sure, maybe if it was one time, but she strikes me as the person to have a new reason every single time. Today it's the hat. Tomorrow it's the, I can't help you clean something because I just got my nails done. Like, it's always something.
Wearing a hat at a fast food restaurant, it's health code. What do you mean?
So one peer tells officers later, I mean, she worked with my stepsister at Dunkin' Donuts for a little bit. That's all I know. And then my stepsister told me that she was a terrible worker. She was just rude to everyone. She just didn't care. She'll post on her Instagram stories a picture of a bag that's for sale, a purse. Okay. And then she'll DM Dom, this is a new bag. It's silver.
Okay.
He's confused. He's like, why are you posting it on your Instagram story?
Just
in case someone wants to buy or send it to me. LOL, okay. Babe, only $400. She also sends him a link to Venus flowers, the forever flowers. And then she sends another link to a pair of boots that are $3,500. It's like $3,400 for a pair of boots. Dom responds, those are so gas. She responds, I want them. He's trying to be reasonable. The price tag on them is crazy, though. Do you think you can walk in them?
$3,000 for some boots? What?
Kenzie ignores and DMs him. Post a pic of us.
Okay.
On IG? Yes. What picture? You pick. I'll see what I got. She texts him another time. I'm at Nordstrom's. If I see a Skims dress, can I buy it? But like, maybe the relationship is not always all the time one-sided. Maybe Mackenzie does a lot of things for Dom too.
I mean,
in
probably.
one text message exchange, Mackenzie texts Dom, I'm bringing home sushi and calamari for you. Dom says, bet. Mackenzie responds, I got sushi from this place and they literally gave me the most gross shit ever. To which Dom is confused and he's texting her back, what place? And what sushi are you bringing me? It isn't going to be gross, right? Mackenzie responds, babe, I don't know what to wear tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
So it feels like she's bringing him gross shit, like the leftovers. Even prom, Mackenzie says that she got a super custom, very expensive dress that Dom paid half of the entire dress. He even rented a party bus just for the two of them because everybody hates Mackenzie at school, so she had no friends to join her party bus. And there's videos of the two of them in the party bus alone, and it looks like Dom is doing everything to make sure Mackenzie is having a good time. He's singing for her, he's trying to make her laugh, he's trying to uplift her mood.
Right.
Mackenzie says, everybody told us we looked like movie stars that night.
Who told you that?
And if Dom ever hangs out with the boys without Mackenzie, there's many a times where she gets so upset by that. She'll have these very smart Instagram DMs. Have fun with a dick in your ass. Bro.
Okay. Huh. All right, so she's homophobic too. All right, just add that to the checklist. Fuck it at this point. My gosh.
Time. Like, if you think I give a single fuck about Blair, so Blair is Dom's best guy friend, okay?
Okay.
There was because Blair keeps coming up, there was this misconception on TikTok that Blair was a girl that Dom was cheating on Mackenzie with. This is not true at all. Like, Blair is a guy, right? And there is no indication that they were having any sort of romantic relationship, right? So just clearing the air on that. But she's saying, if you think I give a single fuck about Blair, you're wrong. It's okay, though. Just deal with your super important bro time. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, cuz I experienced this with my friend in college. Like, his girlfriend was saying like homophobic stuff, and I'm just like, yo, can you like stop? Like obviously she didn't stop, but come on, cuz I understand like how some people be like, oh, guys who spend time with their bros all the time and not their girlfriend is a red flag. But yo, I barely got to see my friend, bro. Like, the only time we got to see each other was from 5 to 10. And literally, I didn't even get to see him. Like, it's just like, damn. Mans can't spend some time with his bro without y'all thinking we fucking. Like, what? Like, this doesn't make sense. Shit.
are you actually fucking Blair? Do you want me to pull up to your fucking house right now with a fucking bat?
Oh my gosh.
Beat Blair's ass? Then
What?
he'll really be scared to come around. So be careful with who you choose first.
Yo,
Again,
who's
there's no
she feeling
indication
like?
whatsoever that Dom and Blair are romantically involved. Even though
Who's she
Mackenzie's
feeling like? Literally, who the fuck is she feeling like, bro?
the
What?
reaction of a message almost seems like something is happening. No, she's just upset because he wants to hang out with his best friend. To which Dom tries to calm Mackenzie down. I'm not choosing him first.
I'm trying to get away from you. Like, she seems like very hard to be around. Like, literally. Like, she has no fucking friends that wanted to be in the party bus with her. What happened to the friends that was in the dock? That's in, like, what was it, part 3 or part 2 or something? What happened to them? They ain't got no, like, what?
Mackenzie, ever so calm, ever the voice of reason, responds, because I will fucking kill him. On God. This is all because he makes plans with Blair, but Mackenzie wanted him to cancel those plans because she suddenly decided she wanted to go out to eat with Dom.
Bro.
So Dom reaches a compromise that he doesn't even need to compromise on, but he offers, if you want to go out to eat, we can go in an hour. It's pretty simple. He's like, I'm not just going to cancel on Blair, but like, we can go out to eat in an hour. Mackenzie responds, you're literally pathetic. His dick must be big if you like it that much. I'll just go with someone else who actually wants to be around me and cares about my health.
Now do it. Go ahead. Do it and take a picture and send it to me. See, this is the type of things that I would not like. Do it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go out to eat with somebody. You can't because you ain't got no fucking friends. Do it. Someone cares about my health. Now she pissing me off, bro. I'm somebody that cares about my health. Yeah, it's seeming like Dom is kind of caring about your health, but no, you want to rip fucking weed at 6 a.m. and shit. Like, okay.
Thanks for literally doing nothing.
Like what, bro?
She's saying health
Go eat some
because
fruit or something.
Eating, yeah. But it's
eating is health.
Many of Dom's friends have reported that they don't really understand why Dom put up with Mackenzie. They all thought that he could do way better, with one of Dom's friends reporting to the police. One time we were in this candy shop, and this was after they had gotten over arguing and everything like that. And she was like, either buy me something or shut the fuck up. No one's trying to listen to you. He says Dom would always buy her designer, and she would always post on her TikTok as if she bought the designer, and she would call people out for like being broke. Side note, that seems to check out because in an Instagram DM exchange, Mackenzie is arguing with another person and Mackenzie is telling them, mind your business.
Oh.
And they come back responding. And so this doesn't seem like an internet hater. It seems like someone who knows Mackenzie in real life. And they're responding, I'm just saying it isn't your money if you don't earn it yourself. I'm not trying to start shit. I'm just so confused on how you talk shit on people being broke, but you flex money that isn't yours and you didn't earn. For real, not trying to start shit, so you don't even got to respond. Sorry, I was just confused and then realized you probably would take it the wrong way, so I deleted it. Sorry, LOL. Like, you can't say you're not broke if it's not your money. That's all I'm trying to get, and everyone agrees with me. Like, ask anyone who is real with you and honest will agree with me. And yeah, you're spoiled, and that's fine. Just don't go around calling other bitches broke when you don't even have your own money yourself. Please be more self-aware. And you say you hate fake friends, but every time I've been with you or hear about you, you're talking shit about someone. It's just not a good look. Mackenzie responds something along the lines of like, yeah, go work your Subway shift. Baby, you work at Subway. You're not even close to being in my league.
Girl, you work at No Way. What? Oh my gosh.
I need you to stop texting me right now.
Bro,
they stop
what?
texting her. So she hits them back with, so that comment hit close to home for you, huh? And they respond, what comment, bro? All I'm trying to get at is reality.
My gosh, I'm not gonna lie to you, cause you can't be talking to people no more. Like not people no more. You can't be talking to somebody like this, cause obviously it's not gonna get through to their thick skull. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to you for trying to put some reality in this girl. My gosh, somebody with no job gonna say, "Oh, girl, you work at Subway." You don't have a job. Like what?
You do not earn the money you spend. It's not your money. So don't go around saying you hate broke bitches when in reality, if Dom or your parents left, you would be broke too. You depend on other people for money. And the fact that you say you hate fake friends, but 80% of the stuff that comes out of your mouth is talking shit about someone else. If you don't want fake friends, don't be fake yourself is all I'm trying to get at. Mackenzie never has a moment of self-reflection. Because sometimes like you can get into fights, but still have a moment of like, maybe they're onto something. Maybe I should reflect. But she says, it's okay, babe. I would probably be mad if I was broke too. And she says, baby girl, I need you to stop texting me. You're actually weirding me out. Like we are.
Bro, you literally double texted. Why am I getting so irate with this? Like, oh, this is just nonsensical as fuck.
Friends and haven't been friends since sophomore year. Now stop being worried about my life and go worry about your schedule for Subway next week. She's just kind of a bitch. I don't really know how else to put it.
Yeah.
After this whole exchange, it appears Mackenzie goes to rant to another friend about it because she's DMing her friend about quote unquote the haters, and the friend responds to her trying to comfort her. Ugly girls will never understand. If you're pretty, you're never broke. So what if your boyfriend pays for you? If I was her boyfriend, I wouldn't pay for shit because damn, what the fuck is that? Talking about how the way that person looks. Mackenzie continues literally, and she's trying to like talk shit on me like it's repulsive. Do you know how badly I wanted to say worry about your own weight instead of my pockets, but I didn't want to body shame just in case I'm gonna be famous soon and I can't be canceled. Ha 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 ha.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Do you know when this was sent?
Like a few months before the crash.
Well, she did become famous.
Yeah.
No, for real,
Mackenzie
bro.
is also the type of girl that absolutely hates when people copy her, or even when she thinks people are copying her. And she needs Dom to comfort her for the very big emotions that come with people copying her. She says, Redacted got the same wheel cover as me. Like, you know, the fucking pink fuzzy wheel cover?
Okay.
Steering wheel cover.
Yeah.
Why is there
Mackenzie
money in
texts
your
him,
lap?
So fucking weird. Like, what the fuck? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Dom is like, do you think she knew? She def knew. How did you even find out? Even Chloe told me. I accidentally parked next to her, LMAO. Like, what the fuck? Dom is like, she's probably gonna be terrified. Because, again, that's how terrifying Mackenzie is. Just the fact that she found out that you have the same steering wheel cover, and she's going to be terrified that she found out. At some point, I don't know if it's the same girl or another girl, but Mackenzie is telling Dom that she wants to beat her up, to which he tells her not to get in trouble. That's all he says. He's like, maybe not, because you're going to get in trouble. Don't get in trouble.
Bro, they're treating Mackenzie like she's the fucking Queen Vaughn of fucking Cleveland or something. Like, what is, like, oh my gosh, she is literally terrifying the city. Like, yo, damn.
And she's upset.
How can you live like that?
No, you were actually weird as fuck and do not talk to me. Dom's trying to explain, I just don't want you to get in trouble. He's like the voice of reason. But Mackenzie isn't having it. She feels like Dom worrying about her getting in trouble is, quote, let's not defend a fucking whore. You're actually weird as fuck. And you can go fuck her if you want to defend her, because I don't need nobody. I'm not defending her. It's weird as fuck. I mean, sure, she stalks you. Why are you going overboard on me? I just don't want you to get in trouble, and I don't want you super worked up over that. Like, she's obviously just super salty or jealous of you or something. Anyway, it seems like at this point he's just trying to make her feel better. And she's like, and you obviously got something on your mind with them long pauses. We're just gonna break up if I have to fight for you. What? Babe, I have no interest in her. I don't know why the bitch stalks you. Well, you low-key just defended her earlier, so are you sure about that? I didn't defend her. I'm
gonna keep it a bean. I probably would try and like calm down my girlfriend if I was in high school and she was talking like this. I have the gift of growing up and my frontal lobe developing, and I haven't had like patience for stuff like this for a while. But like back in high school, I probably would have been like, it's okay, babe, calm down, babe, you know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to just, all these like I was that person in high school. Now I'm not that person. I am so quick to don't talk to me like that. Wow. Getting Mackenzie Shirilla fatigue in the first episode of a 5-part series is.
Didn't think you needed to fight her. A lot of conversations seem to end with Dom being the voice of reason and yet giving up near the end of the conversation because Mackenzie will not see anything from any perspective that is not her own. Mackenzie is, in my opinion, about as agreeable as a fucking nuclear weapon. She starts messaging Dom on Instagram in the midst of a fight. If I fucking call you, you have 3 goddamn seconds to answer unless you're actually busy, which most of the time you're not.
Bro.
She continues to go off on him. You are literally a fucking idiot. You're about to lose the best thing that ever happened to you, and you're never gonna find anything better than some other cracked out bitch who just likes taking dick in her ass. You have until the end of day to actually fucking fix this, and I'm not telling you how. And if you don't fix it, then I'm moving on with my life, and I don't need you to be happy. You have 5 seconds to say yes or no, or I'm blocking you and moving on.
But you said 3. She counting down.
5, 4, 3. She's like sending separate messages. 5, 4. She loves her countdowns. 5, 4, 3, 2. Dom finally responds, let me type, damn. Mackenzie responds in all caps, I don't care. I'm so done with you. Type? Are you slow? Like, goddamn, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Damn.
So slow. It's going to be so hard to come back from this one, especially since you like to lie and fake apologize just to get your way. Literally a little boy. Like, I thought you were a man. Clearly not. Dom is clearly confused. Because, like, he doesn't know what's happening. He's like, because I didn't answer the phone? Like, I feel like you can't believe that I don't have any bad intentions. I fought for you so hard this past year. Are you for real? Like, I know you didn't type that. In the 5 seconds I gave you, like, that's what you say? Are you for real? N-word. You have 2 seconds to send.
Damn, what she just sprinkled in the nigga for? That was so unnecessary. What the fuck? Yo, damn.
In that text, it better be good, slow ass N-word. Like, holy fuck.
What?
Dom finally responds. You're flustering the shit out of me. It's hard to read all your messages and then send mine within 5 seconds. Like, damn. I don't care at all.
I don't care.
Like, you're crazy for thinking I have bad intentions. Mackenzie responds in an almost unintentionally ironic way. In caps. You literally suck and just bring me down. I don't know.
Girl, you're already down. Like, what?
Just that he didn't answer his phone right away?
In 3 seconds, yeah. Like, she's blowing up for, honestly, like, nothing ever.
Shit, bro. Like, she's blowing up his phone and this shit getting hot. It's probably hard for him to type. You typing all these damn messages and just saying nigga all the time. Like, his phone is probably hot. I like, what?
It could be anything.
Damn.
This is through Instagram DMs. So he wasn't responding through text in the way that she wanted. So then now she's come to Instagram DMs and she's just like ranting. And
This is
usually
scary.
like it takes a minute because they don't really give context to the fight, obviously, because they're texting each other. But then once you figure out what the fight is about, it's like absolutely over nothing. And so Dom is responding, I do everything for you. I ask for nothing. You bring me down. You don't let me chase any of my dreams. You always say that you come first. Mackenzie doesn't respond to any of the things that Dom is saying.
She just ignores.
She says, I'm going to give you till the end of the day to apologize and figure out what you did. If you don't actually make this up to me by the end of today and make it good and make me actually believe you, then we are done and I'm moving on with my life. Kenzie, it's not me. I'm sorry, but it's not me anymore. You're doing this. You're making us break up. Yes, I know I'm doing this because I have standards unlike you. Now, this is your last chance because I will move on. If you think you're going to be anything without me, you are a joke. I would answer now. Kenzie, I'm not afraid of any of that anymore. Like, I'm all or nothing. I love you, but I don't have to be with you if you're going to try to do this to me.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Cuz should just stop texting her. But then again, I assume he probably don't even know what may happen if he don't text her. Like, she knows where he live.
Once again, she ignores him and writes back, or else you're going to get blocked and I'm going to start texting people.
You don't
Kenzie,
have friends.
you can be with me or go.
Oh.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
So you're just not going to make this up to me by the end of the night?
No.
I don't even know what I'm making up. This is ridiculous. Is that what you're saying? I have an answer. Is that what you're saying? You have until 6 o'clock or you're blocked and we're done forever. I will literally burn that fucking scrapbook. 0 fucks given.
0 fucks
I love you,
given.
but I'm not doing this. This is crazy. I don't get it. Wow. Okay. We're done. Last chance. I've given you over 3 chances today. This is your last chance to make things right and make it up to me by 6. Answer now.
4 chances.
Now. Dom is so genuinely confused by this. He asks her, did all my messages send? He's thinking maybe she's not getting his messages and that's why she's ignoring him and just freaking out unreasonably. Mackenzie confirms, yes or no, I don't give a fuck about your messages. Kenzie, I don't know what I'm making up. Probably don't mean shit anyway. I don't care because you're dumb as fuck. You have until 6. I'm not telling you how to fix anything. You're saying I talked bad to you? Is that what I'm making up? Yes or no? Okay, you have until 5 now. Kenzie, yeah, I'll make up whatever, but I don't think any of this is really necessary. Are you serious? Like, I know you didn't just say that. How fucking dumb can you be? This is a very small argument and you're putting our relationship over it. I don't get it. She later quotes him and says, because he said something along the lines of like, I don't think. She quotes, I don't think. And she says, yeah, this is not about what you think. You're literally dumb as fuck. I feel so bad. How the fuck are you not getting that it's more than that and more than this? You lie, ignore, gaslight, dry reply. I can keep going. So she like throws out these words, but I don't find evidence of any like gaslighting in the text messages and stuff. If anything, it's like miscommunication. I really don't. I would watch her reply. I might dry reply sometimes. 4.
Bro, who is she feeling like? Oh my gosh. How are you not? Oh, goodness gracious, yo.
So it went from 6 to 5 to 4. She's like, you got to make it up to me by 4 p.m. now. If this isn't made up to me by 4 o'clock, we're done. This is my last text message.
Okay.
He's like, I don't gaslight. I don't do any of that. I never intentionally ignore you. 4:30.
4:30.
Dom responds, this can't be every week, babe. Indicating that this happens every week. And after reading all their text messages, it's like multiple times a week, actually. It's really bad. She responds, you're right. Next time you do this, we're done. No explanations. He's trying to get it through to her. Like, I feel like you don't feel I love you. What the fuck are you talking about? Look, Kenzie, this shouldn't end our relationship. All I'm saying is like, I'll do whatever to make you happy, but I feel like you're being unreasonable today because of your stress over your toe and your nose and school.
Toe,
so,
nose,
like, I don't know
school.
what happened. This is me saying this. Like, I don't know what happened, but like, these seem like non-problems. Your toe, your nose.
Toe and nose?
Like, unless you broke your nose.
And your
like,
toe?
Why is she freaking out on it? It's so weird.
What?
If this isn't made up correctly by 4 o'clock, I'm blocking you and we are done forever. Your attitude will change.
You sure?
Your attitude needs to change, babe. We're broken up until you decide what you're going to do to fix this. If the timer hits 4 o'clock and nothing has happened, we are done. Your attitude needs to change and I'll change whatever. I know you didn't just...
I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the reason why he's saying this is probably the reason why she thinks it's okay to just keep saying this shit to him. Like, yo, this is crazy. This is wow. Damn. I didn't know she was talking to him like this. Shit.
Say that. This is about you. You called me with a bad attitude first, babe. Do you want me to break up with you for good right now? Because that could happen too.
Oh my gosh, just
and then
do
Mackenzie
it.
mass texts him. Do you want me to break up with you for good right now? Do you want me to break up with you for good right now? Do you want me to break up with you for good right now? Do you want me to break up with you for good right now? She sends that 4 times. I'm not repeating it for emphasis. She literally sends the exact same message 4 times. And he tells her, you're being childish. I'm not entertaining it. So we're done? Is that what you're saying? You're not going to make this up to me by 4 o'clock? We're just going to go through the cycle? If you do not answer the fucking question, you are blocked and I'm going to start texting new people. Like, I'm so serious. Clearly, you don't even want a girlfriend. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dom responds, why are you doing this? Like, I don't get it. I mean, we can make it 3. Like, this isn't love. If this is made up to me by 3 o'clock, if it's not, we're done. This isn't healthy. This isn't right. Like, we can make it so much better than this. You're right. We can make it so much better after you make it up to me at 3 o'clock and prove you're going to do better. Until then, we are broken up. I would watch what you say from this point on because one thing that I said wrong will result in instant blocking and I will literally start talking to new people. Dom doesn't respond for an hour before Mackenzie DMs him again. I'm gonna take this as you're not making this up to me. Answer right now. Answer right now.
Damn.
Kenzie, if you want to be in my life, you will be. If you want to leave, I'm not stopping you. So you're not gonna change your attitude and make it up to me? So you're not gonna make it up to me? Yes or no? Kenzie, you have a bad attitude too. It's a yes or no question.
Hey, bro, they have been talking about this shit that don't mean nothing for how many hours now? What are they doing during the day? Like, this seems like such a bored conversation. Like, what is going on? Well, I know what's going on, but Yo.
It's a yes or no question. And this is about you, not me. Kenzie, no, this is about you and you're making it about me. You have a bad attitude, babe. You called me with a bad attitude first and I'm not doing this anymore. I love you, but I have to set boundaries for myself too.
What the fuck?
This is February 20th, 2022.
Okay.
5 months later, Dom will be dead. Now, I'm not singling out this like one toxic fight that happened months in advance where Mackenzie is clearly suffocating Dom over and over again, not respecting his boundaries. But I'm emphasizing that this happens multiple times a week. Like it even, okay, when you go to part 4 where we go through the text messages, it would be like a 5-day long video for me to recount in full every single fight that Mackenzie starts. Wow. April 2022, for example, it happens all over again. And this is just from their Instagram DMs, okay? Because the text messages are in part 4. This is from their DMs. April 2022, it starts all over. Dom resorts to DMing her because she blocked his text from coming in and he's confused. Which, side note, all of this is happening because Dom did not jump at his feet, jump up, enthusiastic about wanting to take Mackenzie to the grocery store.
What?
She says, I want to go with you. But I want you to try without me telling you you have to try. You only try when it's too late, so now it's too late. He responds, when was I not trying? We've been doing this all day. I don't care. No, you have not. Why would I want to be around you after you just did all this bullshit all day? What have I done? I've only apologized over and over again all day while you called me names. You have 2 minutes to be at my house to take me to the grocery store. 60 seconds.
You know how like when say like somebody goes to the bathroom and does things in the bathroom that conjures up a smell. You know how like you try to get rid of the smell with say like some poopery or some Febreze or something, but that smell is still there and it lingers for a long period of time. I can imagine the energy that Mackenzie is having is like that same type of energy that's like looming over Dom's head, and not just Dom, probably the people that she's around. Like, I'm trying to make an analogy for that stench of the dark cloud. Like she seems like a dark cloud, and something that you can't get rid of so easily. Like this is like exhausting. She is that stench. She is that stink.
45 seconds.
45?
Okay, I'll be on the way in a sec. Then he DMs again. On the way. Then he DMs when he shows up at her house. Here. Even just 2 months before Dom and Davion are killed, they're in another fight through Instagram. And side note, by this point, Mackenzie is essentially living with Dom. She's 17. Her parents have let her move in.
That's
but
crazy.
this fight, Dom tells her, Kenzie, I'm not going to talk to you till you acknowledge what you did wrong. And side note, I don't want anyone to be under the impression that I'm taking creative liberty in the tone of Dom's voice, because there is a video fight of them. And most people say that Dom was like a very chill speaker. He never is yelling, screaming. Kenzie is always yelling, screaming. So it's not that like I'm trying to phrase Dom's voice to be more passive. Like there's a literal fight where she is outside banging on his door, and this is how he talks. This is his cadence. He's always trying to diffuse. He's never flipping out. There's one part where he does raise his voice at Mackenzie, and Mackenzie intentionally records it, but it almost seems like the man is so frustrated. Like he's like, stop, like, don't talk. Like, you're saying disrespectful shit, like, stop.
If anything comes out your mouth that's gonna be disrespectful, instigating, or anything at all, like, I'm whipping this car over, okay? And you are getting the fuck out immediately. I don't care where it is. Do not say anything that could piss me off, okay? You know what the fuck could piss me off. Just don't say a single fucking word.
But this fight, it appears that he does not want Kenzie at his house because she's being rude and mean to him, which is completely understandable and a healthy boundary to set. But she argues that he's holding his house over her head and she's not going to let him do that.
What?
Which
Nigga,
side
go
note, she does not
home.
pay rent. This is not her house. She doesn't pay
You have pay. Go home. Go the fuck home.
the mortgage. She's not on the title of the deed. It's also not like he kicked her out of nowhere. She could literally just go home to her parents where she should probably be living. Mackenzie escalates the fight. I'll come today and take all the shit I got right out of that house. So she's like, fine, I'm moving out for good. Kenzie, I'm not doing anything. Like, you have been being mean to me and have not stopped since this morning. All you have to do is apologize to me about how you're saying hurtful things. I'm done listening to this bullshit, and I'll talk to you when you're in a better state. And no, Kenzie, I'm not holding anything over your head. I don't want you here if you're acting like this. So you're saying that I'm not allowed to come to the place I sleep at every night? No,
Go
Kenzie, I told
home.
you that you can talk to me when you say sorry, and coming here is part of it. So you're holding it over my head is what you're saying. If you can't apologize or realize what you did wrong, I don't want you around me. What we're not gonna do is hold the place that you say I could stay at whenever I want over my head. She starts a video chat. He does not pick up. Mackenzie goes off, to which Dom says, Kenzie, I just don't want you to come here and have problems. I'm doing the mature thing and avoiding petty conflict, and if you cared, you would have stopped too.
You know what's interesting about how like some people like say like you want to do something for them, but they take it as if like regardless of whatever happens, you were supposed to do this for me. No, I can revoke consent. Yo, like what the fuck? Like, okay, you can be mad about that, but the reason why I don't want you coming over here is because you're acting a certain type of way. First off, you have the right to to change your mind. Like, we're not even holding this over. Like, what? And it also seems like she literally attached her brain to, you said I could stay here whenever I want. Yo, no, I don't want you here. Like, no, go home. Go to your parents and go home.
Kenzie does not listen. He's trying to de-escalate. She says, we're not going to play this game. I'm not letting you hold a place that I live in over my head. You don't even care enough to be replying fast. No, Kenzie, I don't want you here because I don't want conflict, and you never said sorry either. I'm not going to apologize for doing nothing, and I want to come over to eat, not to talk to you. I'm just going to sit on the couch and ignore you, but there's you holding it over my head again. You can let me come over and eat, or you can bring me all the stuff that I brought over to your house and we can be over.
No.
Approximately 3 minutes go by. Dom hasn't responded, so Mackenzie writes, not sure why you're being dry and not responding. Dom
3
responds,
minutes?
I mean, you did call me the R word, called me a pig, said a lot of nasty things, and now you want to come eat my food without apologizing. Let me know if you're going to keep holding it over my head or not, because I will just get all the pots and pans and stuff I brought to your house right now.
Okay.
I'm not trying to hold it over your head. If you can't respect me, how do I expect you to respect my house?
I ain't gonna lie. This is when he's like, you just say, yeah, I'm holding it over your head. Please come get your shit. Please come get your stuff. Please. My goodness gracious.
He says that there's still coffee on his door from her.
Huh?
Which seems like he's saying like she threw coffee.
Oh.
And there's coffee on the door.
What?
But she ignores that and says, like I said, I will come get everything that I brought over. And holes in my wall.
Damn.
The holes in your wall are not from me. So are you not letting me come?
What does holes in the wall mean? Punch?
Yeah. Or like throwing things, I would imagine. Yeah. And so Dom says, if you can't prove to me you're going to respect me and my home, or at least the very least apologize, I don't want you here. Like, if you want me to leave your things outside, I will. To which Kenzie says, you can put everything in a box then. If you're not going to let me come to the place that you said I could always come, then put everything that I brought in a box and I'm coming to get it. If you're not going to let me stay at this house, then we are done. I'm not.
Man, shit, man. What Kaylani say about on that folded song? Fold all her shit up and put it outside. Put that shit outside. Damn. Oh, my gosh.
I'm not going to be in a relationship with somebody that likes to lie and tell me things that are not true. You are making this so much worse.
How does she put it on him? Like, someone gave you a place to stay. Now she turn it around, make it. I don't. That's
when you can
holding
go
it over
home.
her head.
That's gaslighting. Right?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
very manipulative. I think sometimes I do have the problem with a lot of these encounters between Kenzie and Dom being categorized as toxic, in the sense that I do think that if the roles were reversed, I don't know if we would be labeling these fights as toxic. I think we would be much more easily labeling them as completely abusive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's just really abusive. There's not really a lighter way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so Dom responds, Kenzie, you are. Like, all that was needed was a simple apology. You're not making the right decisions or acting normal. So what's it going to be? So are you not going to let me come to the place that you said I could always come? Is that what you're saying?
Oh,
You're treating me like shit. Stop. Asking you questions or treating you bad? What the actual fuck? Like, Dom is like, what the actual fuck? This is your last chance to let me come and eat, or you can put all my stuff in a bin and I'll come get it right now. I would answer right now. She starts a video chat that goes unanswered. She calls again and again and again and again and again, and then she DMs Dom. You just fucked up.
Okay.
Another video chat goes unanswered. You have 3 seconds to answer or I'm coming. Of course you would rather me starve.
Bro,
He
go
keeps
home.
telling her she's being toxic, but she keeps calling, typing, I would answer right now. Dom seemingly begs her, quote, stop. You deadass have 20 seconds. This is why I'm not letting you come. You're threatening and shit.
The thing about this is that she's literally threatening him with empty threats. Because if it takes him 3 minutes to respond, I don't think the 20 seconds is a 20 seconds. Obviously, it's more than 20 seconds. Like, she's just literally just slinging this shit at his face. And he keeps letting her talk to him like that.
Another video chat, then another. She calls 8 times back to back to back to back. He does not respond.
Goodness.
And then she tells him, okay, I'm gonna come. He doesn't respond to more video chats. She says, I would answer right now. Like, I really don't want to end this relationship, but you are not a good person. You treat me like fucking shit. I need water and food, and you're not letting me eat. You are starving me.
Go to your
You would rather me starve. I'm so serious when I say answer.
Is this like a different way to say answer? Because how did she spell it like that 3 times exactly like this?
Kenzie, stop, please. I'll bring you food and water. So
What?
she's at her parents' house. Now, Mackenzie
What?
has somehow made this about
What
starving.
do you mean? Like, you're at home. You
Yeah.
have fucking food
Yeah,
and water. What are you
what?
saying?
Exactly. So he
And also, your parents let you do whatever the fuck you want.
He's like, I don't want to be around you because we're going to get into a fight. But I will bring you food and water because you're accusing me of starving you. Like, I will drive to your house, even though you don't deserve it and you haven't even apologized. I will bring you food and water. And then I just need some alone time because this situation's only going to escalate. So he's like willing to do all of this
Right.
and still
It's compromise.
de-escalate.
Sounds like
I mean, again,
compromise.
if the roles were reversed, this is like, frankly, a terrifying relationship dynamic that is just abusive.
Yes,
Dom
it is.
offers to bring food, water. Kenzie just gets racist instead. She writes to him, you need to answer right now, N-word. I do not want to be here. So she's talking about she doesn't want to be home at her parents. What are you not getting? You know that. Which, side note, a lot of people have interpreted that perhaps there was some sort of abuse going on in Mackenzie's house. I really, going through the whole FOIA file, there's no way to definitively say that that's not what's happening, but I don't think so. She genuinely hates her parents for 0 reasons. Like, sometimes it'll be, my dad woke me up because he was playing the TV so loud. Is he fucking R-worded? Like, she'll literally be texting Dom that.
So where is the parents? How did she become this way? This is crazy.
Yeah.
We gonna find
And again,
out.
like when she is saying in caps, I don't want to be here. I know that a lot of us, maybe from a point of empathy or trying to give people benefit of the doubt or trying to protect people who are 17, it's like, oh, maybe something's going on in the house and she's expressing
Right.
herself in this really aggressive manner because she just frantically needs to leave. That does not appear to be the case. Like,
I really would like to know how, like, the parents dynamic. Because this is crazy. This is really crazy.
Like, she genuinely hates her parents because they eat McDonald's. She thinks they're slobs. She doesn't like the fact that her dad plays the TV too loud. He's so dense. Is he slow? Like, she's just, yeah. There's a whole birthday debacle we're going to go
What?
into later. She is like so adamant that she wants to go to Florida for her birthday. I'm just going to give you a recap because it's so crazy.
Okay.
She's so adamant that she's going to go to Florida for her birthday. But there's a hurricane coming to Florida because it's Florida. And she's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm just pissed off. She has her
What?
entire family and Dom scrambling to figure out where to go next to make Mackenzie happy. And she's like, you guys are going to fucking fix this vacay. And
What do you mean fix this? That's not... Girl, you want to go to... Bro, you want to go to the fucking... You want to... So now you mad that a hurricane came during hurricane season? Like, what? Yo, get the fuck over yourself. My goodness gracious.
she's like, she's going off on them. And she's like, Dom, you're going to book me a ticket to Cali right now and fix my birthday vacay.
Why?
And they're all just
What?
like trying.
You want to go to Florida and now you want to go to Cali? That's like 3 times. Oh my gosh.
Trying to make her happy.
The parents
Damn.
are too?
Yeah.
Why?
Beats me. I mean, they're just straight
fucking
enablers. They're
Thank you. We said at the
so
same time. We said at the same time. Thank you. I'm glad that we think alike. Fuck.
incompetent as parents. If I was the president, if I ran this world, I feel like they could even be criminally liable in my fake universe because, like, how do you raise someone like this?
Hey,
yeah,
man.
it should be a crime
Shit, man.
to be this bad of a parent. I think it's like worse. It's like similar to neglect. Like you are neglecting their capabilities of growing up to be a good contributing member of society. It's just so messed up. So then she's just responding like, what are you not getting? You know that. He responds, then stop being toxic. She does not think that these two things are connected. She writes in all caps, I do not want to be here, so you're going to starve me? Is that what you're saying? Stop being toxic and I'll let you come. He finally tells her, I'm done. So she goes off. Then please just break up with me then. If you're gonna sit here and let me beg you for food and water, then break up with me because
Bro, if you got that money, go get you some food. That's not McDonald's. If you don't like brokies, go get yourself some fucking food. You got a car? Go drive to get some food. Because any good man would never do this to bro, go drive and get you some food. Like, come on, cuz. You ain't finna eat over here. You don't want to eat. You want to eat at my house. You don't want to eat at your parents' house. You don't want to be there. Go drive and do something. Drive and smoke some weed or something. Damn. Fuck. Shit.
Any good man would never do this to his girlfriend. I would answer right now. You're making this so bad for yourself. Kenzie, now you're being toxic. I said I'd bring you food and water, but instead you're trying to make it about bringing all your other stuff. I do not want to be here. Why are you not getting that? You didn't let me apologize on the phone, and you didn't apologize sincerely to me. Tom is like, I just need 20 minutes. Just give me 20 minutes and stop being toxic, and we can talk again on the phone if you apologize and I can let you come over. But instead, you just spammed me for the last 20 minutes being toxic as fuck.
20 minutes.
She says, if you're not going to let me come over here, then I'm going to bring all the stuff that I brought home.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. That would kind of scare me that somebody, because I have dealt with this before. I told y'all the story. I think I did. But just don't let her in your house. Just stand your ground. Don't let her in your house. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let her be mad outside. She probably gonna fuck you up. I ain't gonna lie, cuz.
It's our house. You always say that. I'm not letting you hold it over my head when I put in the work to the house too. I'm allowed to go over there and eat when all the food that I like is over there. You're holding this over my head. You're still being toxic. I would literally let you come over right now if you would just stop saying all this toxic shit and just leave it alone for a second and let me brush my teeth and then just call you back and apologize. It's all you had to do. You still have to apologize also. I'm not being toxic. I'm telling you what you're doing. Why would I keep bringing pots and pans and stuff for your house over if you're gonna hold it over my head and not let me there? Stop. It just doesn't make sense. You expect all this good when you treat me like shit.
Dom,
you're still doing it. You won't stop. Like, what the fuck? And you're still not apologizing. Dom seems frustrated. He just tells her, let me just bring you food. I do not want to be here. Can you not read? And if you still want me to bring other shit, I'll bring it later. Like, she responds, why are you not understanding that I do not want to be here? Then stop being toxic and arguing with me. I'm going to come over or this relationship is going to be over. I'm not letting you do this to me. Just let me cool down. Just let it cool down for 10 minutes and then apologize. You're not going to hold over a house that we built together over my...
Oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. Oh my goodness. Shut up. Just, oh my... Yo, stop texting her back. Stop. Please. I know you're not going to, but damn. Fuck.
My head.
What?
Yeah, she's acting like she's fucking Martha Stewarting this house. Like she's done nothing. She also, like, she never cleans. She lives like a slob. Everyone has not testified, but they have spoken up about.
And also, it probably smells like fucking weed and ashes and bullshit. Like,
how she's a slob. Dom tells her, like, I'm asking for the bare minimum. Mackenzie responds, and I'm asking for literally one peach and water, but you can't even let me come eat.
A peach and water?
Dom responds in all caps, stop. Why is this making you so mad? I can't ask for food now? So now she's acting like he's like this a threatening, abusive person who's like controlling what she eats.
Yeah.
I'm about to be done texting you. I told you so many times I will bring you a peach and water. And if you really want, I can bring the rest of the stuff later. But instead, you're trying to say I'm holding my house and food over your head when I'm really not. You just can't respect me and can't stop arguing and being toxic. That's why I'm not letting you over.
Exactly.
This is when she finally apologizes a little bit. Not really. She says, obviously, I'm sorry for calling you names. My life was literally going to shit, and so many things were happening, which obviously you don't care about.
Well, that
I didn't
apology
mean anything
sucks.
that I called you because you didn't mean what you said. I'm not being toxic, and I'm respecting you. I've done nothing disrespectful except ask you for food. You're still not understanding that I do not want to be here, and you're still offering to bring me food somewhere where I don't want it, when I could literally come there and eat. Why are you doing this? You are treating me like fucking shit right now. If this old pattern is going to keep happening, then I don't know if I can do this anymore. Dom tries to set boundaries, which like that was not even an apology, by the way. Okay, Dom tries to set boundaries for the trillionth time. You are being toxic by forcing me to do things. I wasn't forcing you to do anything. You could have just let me come over and all of this would have been chill. Like, I need food and water so bad you don't even care. Dom responds with what Mackenzie was forcing him to do. He says, you're not letting me get off the phone, not apologizing when I said that all you had to do to come over was just apologize or leave me alone for a little bit to cool down. But instead, you said you can't apologize. And then you said that I have to bring you all your things when I said that I could bring you a peach and water. But I was only saying that because you were going to apologize. See, you're making it a loop because every single time I was telling you to apologize, you were saying no. And then I was saying, well, let me bring you food and water and a peach. And then you were saying, oh, I'm holding the house over your head. I'm holding food over your head. When all I wanted was an apology so that, you know, for you to just come from you to keep saying, but then you keep saying, I don't care, that you just need food and water, but I've been trying to bring it to you this whole time and you just...
Bro, okay, wait, hold on. No. We're taking, just as somebody who has dealt with something like this before, I don't know if I told y'all about the Subway sandwich debacle, but I think I was 19, and I want to say this as somebody who has been in a house with someone who is kind of irrational, but you don't know what to do, but you also want to try and fix it. I don't know if y'all heard the story, but when I was like 19, I think I forgot where I was. No, I didn't forget where I was living. I was in a house by myself, right? Like for the, I believe for the summer. So I invited this lady over, right? Everything was fine. Everything was cool. But she was a little bit, you know, not like Mackenzie level of irrational, but you could kind of see it, but you may look past it. Okay. So we went to Subway, right? Because that's when I was eating Subway. When I was 19 back in the day, I was eating Subway because me and my grandma used to go to Subway all the time, get the stuff. It was a beautiful grandson, grandma moment. But this was probably one of the last times I had Subway, right? So we go to Subway. We get sandwiches. Me trying to be a good man to the lady I was talking to at the time. Mind you, I'm 19. I'm trying to be a good man and, you know, pay for both of our sandwiches. I was broke as a joke, but I have enough money to get both of us sandwiches, okay? So drove over to the Subway, and I said, would you like a sub? Would you like something? I'm going to go in and get you something. She said she would like something. I went in there. I came out because they didn't have a specific type of sandwich, right? It was like they have a specific type of bread. You know, Subway has like the Italian herbs and cheese, the flat bread, and all that other stuff. I don't know what they have now. I think they got like a 12-inch hot dog or some shit. That's besides the point. I came out of the Subway to see what she wanted because she didn't want to come into the Subway for some fucking reason. I don't know why. Came outside. I said, so, the only type of bread they have is Italian herbs and cheese. Are you okay with Italian herbs and cheese? She said she was okay with the Italian herbs and cheese, right? So I went to the Subway, got 2 sandwiches. Both of them had Italian herbs and cheese. I'm not really a fan of Italian herbs and cheese, but we're going to get to it later, okay? We came back to the joint, to the house. I literally sat down, unwrapped my sub, ready to eat because I was hungry as hell. She unwrapped her sub, and while she was on, I don't remember how I told the story, but in the midst of the time from unwrapping the sub to seeing the sub, she said it better not be Italian herbs and cheese. Like she said it better not be Italian herbs and cheese. So I was looking at her because I remember we talked about it, Italian herbs and cheese, and you said you was okay with it. She opened up the sub, and it was Italian herbs and cheese. She started crying and getting a little bit irate. As you can probably tell, I was pretty confused because you said it was okay. It got a little bit more irate from her side, and I was like, okay, you know what? I don't want you here. We're gonna drive you home. We're gonna drive you home because the way that you're acting over this damn Italian herbs and cheese is very volatile for my psyche. It's kind of crazy how I went through the same situation. What was it, 3 or 4 years later? Or 3 years later, I believe? I don't know. But just like, I thank the Lord every day that she wasn't like a Mackenzie that would like come back to the crib and stuff like that. But being like having somebody in your house, like the place where you lay your head at, and someone is trying to get into the place of your residence to, I guess, like, I don't know how to say it. Like the way that I'm thinking like Mackenzie would come into this house is that she would come into the house because she feels like she's owed to be in the house and act a damn fool inside that house. Like I think there's levels of how people know how they can act depending on the environment that they're in, and letting somebody into your house knowing that it's probably going to be hard to get them out because like listen, I'm the type of person that if something's going on, I'm leaving the house. However, I don't think this situation, like he has to come back to this crib. She got 2 cribs. She just don't want to be there. And she's doing this. What I'm trying to say is it is a scary situation when you have someone that is irate inside of your house because it's not easy to get them out. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy because you will have to, because you can't, first off, you can't force her out the house. Can't put your hands on her in terms of like trying to physically remove her. You can't do that. Also, like there's just things that there's like things that you have to do as a man to get somebody out of your house that you don't want them to. And it may lead up to calling the police and stuff like that. Like that's how crazy it can get. He got to stop talking to her, bro. But the thing is, like, she gonna come over. She gonna come over. And if she comes over, because she has a car, like it's a scary situation. I haven't been in the situation with Dom and Mackenzie in terms of like age stuff. Like this happened when both of us were the same age, and it also happened when both of us were the same age. It's just like, yo, like this may be a paralyzing thing that can happen. And it's a scary thing. That's all I wanted to say. Don't let her in your house. Just don't. Don't do it, because she can fuck you up. And honestly, Dom don't seem like the type of person that will put his foot down for real, because he's still talking to her. So don't let her in that house, bro. Just go give her that peach. Give her that peach. Drive over there and give her that peach. Just say, I'm gonna come and get you, and don't tell her that you're on the way. Just put the peach in the water on the steps and then drive off. She said she's hungry. He gets you a peach and water. You're not eating this shit in my fucking house. You could eat a peach and water on the stoop or something.
Keep arguing with me. See how you're still being toxic? So he's like finally like letting it out, okay? He's like, we're just going in a loop. And I think that's why the message is so confusing, because he's like, I'm living in a loop. I don't even know what's going on. Like, this is what you're forcing me to do. And after all of that, because he's like, all I wanted was an apology. Like, that's the crux of his feeling. He's like, I just want you to apologize for being toxic, which is completely reasonable. Right. Mackenzie responds, did you not read my apology?
What?
Like, what the fuck? Like, why are you acting like I didn't apologize when I literally just said?
Oh, I hate when people do that. Oh, I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. When they make a shit apology. I did say I just... No, you didn't. No, you did not.
She sends a screenshot of her half-assed apology just 2 seconds ago and then sends it to him. You could have just read that and understood, but I guess not.
No, I'm sorry. I'm Floyd Mayweather. I can't read. My bad. I can't read. Can you say it again? Can you say it again in a way that I can understand? See, this is... I wasn't like this back then, so I'm not even trying to fake some funk.
Dom is so confused. He says, you didn't read anything I said. You apologized for calling me names and then continue to be toxic. So you're not gonna let me come over now when I literally apologized?
No.
Dom clearly doesn't feel heard and his boundaries are still being crossed. He writes, quote, you apologize and are still toxic. She flips out. Like, what is going on? Why aren't you letting me come and eat? She keeps doing this until finally he texts her, fine, come eat.
Oh, gosh.
Are you sure? Yeah, just don't be toxic. I was never holding anything over your head. I said I'd bring you food and water. I said leave me alone for a sec and apologize, and you could come over too, but you didn't leave me alone. I do appreciate the apology you did make, though. It's not about who's right or wrong. It's about understanding and growth. This is what Dom says, and this is from May 23rd, 2022, just 2 months before Dom is killed.
Fuck.
Since Davion is no longer 18 years old, his parents felt that he was ready to be taken off their Life 360 app, which is the app like your parents can track the kids' locations, whether.
Also, does that like how is that? I do want to ask, how is that? Because that is something I would like if I become a parent or when I become a parent. Like, is that a good like joint to use? I just want to know. I like talking to y'all in the comments. I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta read some comments too, but I can imagine we're gonna be talking a lot within the next 5 days. So
not they're speeding or they're driving or if they're in the car right now or if they're walking. But instead of just getting rid of the app altogether, Davion instead connects it to his friend group. So he has a tight, close-knit group of friends and they all share each other's Life 360 apps.
Really? Wow.
I guess it's like, Find My Friends. You just want to make sure everybody's safe. You want to track everybody's locations, make sure that everybody is... I think the idea is very responsible. July 31st, 2022, at 9:43 a.m., Davion's friends are on the Life 360 app and they're confused because they see Davion's location is heading towards the Strongsville police station. But they're like, okay, well, maybe he's just heading in that general direction. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going to the police station, right? Within a few minutes, Davion's location shows that he is inside the Strongsville police station, or at least his phone is.
Okay.
And they're like, this is really odd. Like, why would Davion be at the police station at 10 in the morning? Like, this is so weird. They check his Life 360 history,
10 in the
and
morning?
they notice there is this weird incident that happened at 5:30 a.m. At 5:30 a.m., they get an alert, and it shows Davion's phone location heading down Progress Drive. Progress Drive is technically officially called Progress Drive Business Park. Because it's basically a commercial road. I don't even know if commercial is the right word. It's more so industrial. So
that's the oh my gosh.
You drive down Progress, and it's just a ton of these light industrial warehouses.
Right.
I feel like you've all seen those like business parks where you've got the flex office spaces, and then you've got the warehouses. You see lots of big trucks driving through that road. It's not massive Amazon level warehouses, but it's also not corporate in the sense of like, oh, this is our corporate location where we invite clients over. Like, you're gonna see a lot of manufacturing companies, pipeline businesses, plumbing businesses.
Yeah, we got that. We got a lot of over here in Maryland. Actually, I think there's one like right down the street from here. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Locations down here like ICI Metals, Rafter Equipment Corporation, Pipeline Development Company. Like, they all have buildings along Progress Drive. It's just warehouses and their parking lots. There's no residential homes, no shops that you can stop in and grab a coffee, no pedestrians. It's just an industrial road. Why would Davion be there at 5:35 in the morning?
Right.
With an alert on Life 360 showing high-speed alert with the top speed at 90 miles per hour.
Oh my gosh, it does that?
And the Life 360 app shows that Davion's location is stopped for a point in time at one of the warehouse buildings.
Holy shit. I didn't even know Life 360 does that. Oh my gosh.
Specifically, the Pipeline Development Company. It almost looks like he's gone into the building with his phone. Why would Davion be in this random warehouse building at 5:35 a.m.? And now, a few hours later, he's just heading to the Strongsville police station? Davion's friends are really confused.
What?
They're trying to, like, in real time piece together what's going on because they're like, what's happening? 6:15 a.m., a 911 call is made.
Southwest Dispatch.
Yes. Are you familiar where Progress coincides with Albion Road there in Strongsville? There's a car that's smashed up against the building. They ran the curb. I can see they smashed the sign and hit the building.
There's a car that's smashed up against the building. I didn't go up to it because I was on my motorcycle. I don't know if I'd get stuck, but they ran the curb. I can see they smashed the sign and hit the building. The car is trashed. That's the direct 911 call.
That's how people came over? Why am I finding out about this now? Holy shit. Or was I not paying attention? What?
When the first responding officer arrives at the end of Progress Drive, so this is kind of a dead-end zone. Progress Drive, you make a right turn from the main road of Pearl, and you make a right turn onto Progress, or at least that's what Mackenzie did. And it's like this half-mile drive. It's some people call it like a straight shot, but it's not really. There are gentle curves along this road, and the road is pretty fucked up. I mean, it's an industrial road. First of all, it's actually one of the older roads in the city, but it's an industrial road, so you have lots of heavy trucks and machinery driving past it. So the concrete on the pavement is not very level. And I guess the city is thinking, well, we don't really have a lot of people driving through this. This is like an industrial area, and it's probably going to get messed up anyway. So they haven't really fixed it. So it's kind of a bumpy drive. It's not a drive where you can just kind of wing it. It's like you'd want to have good control over your car.
Right.
Now, at the very end of Progress Drive, there is like a dead end. So you keep driving down Progress, and then you're going to see grass, a sign for the pipeline company, and then the red brick building.
Yeah.
When you get there on the road, you can make a right or a left. So it's a T intersection.
I see.
The sign is
But you cannot keep
gone.
going straight because that's where the red brick building is.
Right.
But that is what Mackenzie's black Toyota has done. It has gone straight, essentially flying through the building sign, through the grass, and jamming the car straight into the corner of this warehouse building. The car looks obliterated.
Hey, bro. Oh, my gosh. She really showed the whole fuck.
You can hear the officer, the first responding officer through the body cam, starting to freak out, and he's going straight into work. He is booking it to the car as quickly as he can. He's panting. And as he's running through the grass, you see that there's just massive chunks of this car and debris scattered all around. The car accident looks, the car crash looks less like a car crash. I say accident because he doesn't know what's going on. So
Bro, the car hit so hard because it bounced to where the car is facing the other way from where it hit. Holy shit.
Him like he's responding to a car accident. It looks like a bomb went off. The car looks like it exploded. The only way to convey the extent of the car's state through words is it looks like the front passenger side of the car had been run through a hydraulic press. It's just like smashed, disintegrated. The officer radios in for backup. Radio, there's a car split in two. Radio, there's an occupant inside.
This car's split in two. Radio, there's an occupant inside.
First off, how the fuck did Mackenzie survive? Like, what?
He notices the driver first because naturally that's the first place you look for an occupant. Send us some squad now. We gotta bust the window out. Send us some more units. This is not a fresh accident either. She's been here for a while. He sees initially just one person in the car. Then he radios again. We got at least 2 occupants in here. No one's moving. Oh my God, times 3. Radio, 3 occupants. No one's conscious. No one's breathing. And they start freaking out.
Radio, we got at least 2 occupants in here. No one's moving. Oh my God. Times 3, guys. Radio, 3 occupants. No one's conscious.
Good, what the fuck?
No one's breathing. Who can hear my voice?
There's banging. He's like screaming, who can hear my voice? Radio, we're gonna need full extraction, all 3. And he's saying like, holy shit, this is bad, guys. They're all pretty young. Now, upon first glance, the front passenger side where Dom was sitting has a lot of the impact. There's a video of the car, and the video is taken after the car is taken to a separate lot.
Dog.
And the front of the car, I was almost confused. Like, am I being shown the wrong car? Like, are they going to move to show me the black Toyota? Because the front of the car looks white.
Fool.
Because it's not like it's a half paint job. It's the front of the car had been disintegrated.
Bro. Oh my gosh, dude. His whole side is fucking... Yo, I've never seen a car crash like this before. Like, this looks like a crash that was aimed on that side. Oh my gosh.
Where all you can see is metal. That's it. The officer doesn't have anything hard to smash open the windows. Like, multiple units arrive and they're just like they're even thinking like, do we use our gun? Like, we need to get in here.
Sarge, we're good to try to get her out? Oh, dude, I don't know if we can.
They can't get the window open. Eventually, they jam it open. And once they get into the car, they can quickly tell that 2 of them are not going to make it.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, they're all pretty young. We got 2 that are gone.
I have a 17-year-old female, Mackenzie. Okay, that might be the driver.
I know that there is speculations, theories online that Davion was alive at the time of the unit's arrival. It seems like that is not accurate. By all accounts, Dom and Davion were confirmed DOA, dead on arrival.
Bro, rest in peace. But yo, look at the car, son. Like, that is crazy. I guess I didn't register how bad it was. I just thought the crash was like fucked. Like, of course it was fucked, but like the passenger side, there is no way that you can even tell that it's a passenger side. Like a front passenger.
By the officers.
Yo.
First responding officer later says in a less panicked and more somber tone, like, we got 2 that are gone. Jesus Christ, like, this is probably the worst I've ever seen.
That's the worst I've seen a car.
This is the worst I've ever seen.
He's trying to explain to the new officers that are showing up, like, it's like a nightmare. I ran up, I go, this is bad. I ran up, I saw 1, I called her in. I looked in the back, there's 2, I call it in. And then you see 3 and you're like, Jesus, and no one's fucking moving. At some point, the officers find an ID and realize that the individual in the backseat is Davion. And I don't know how this officer knows. Maybe he has a kid the same age, or maybe he's just very involved in high school sports, but he says he's a fucking Strongsville football player. And so they mention that he's a running back, and the officer walks to the back seat of the car and taps on the metal and says, rest in peace, buddy.
All right, this is going to be another issue with notifications. That kid lives in Kelsey Lane in Strongsville.
Yeah, he's a Strongsville football player.
Rest in peace, buddy.
The first responders, they arrive and they inform the other officers at the scene, contacted the coroner, they're on their way out. And just to add to the chaos, there's wind and debris being thrown about because a life flight has landed to take the only person that has a pulse into this flying ER to the hospital. Now, the day after the crash, police are knocking on the door to the hospital room with the only survivor, and that is Mackenzie Shirilla. She has 3 broken ribs, a lacerated liver, kidney, damaged arteries, a broken femur above the knee. Her legs and arms are in casts. She has a neck brace on. She does objectively look messed up, but she's alive. She's the only one from the car that is alive. And by this point, her parents have told her, they say that they told her that her boyfriend Dom and Davion had been killed. Mackenzie's parents say that after getting out of surgery in the middle of the night, Mackenzie asked, where's Dom? They didn't really think that there was a way to calm her down, so they tell her, and she's just screaming, it's not him, it's not him. Then she asks about Davion, and they say that she learns that he didn't make it, and she was just sobbing, oh God, oh God. But the officers aren't really interested in any of that. They want to know what the hell happened in that car, because it doesn't make any sense.
Bro, that is the craziest fucking crash I've ever seen. I guess I just couldn't register how that passenger side looked.
They were able to pull CCTV camera footage from a nearby warehouse that shows the black Toyota that Mackenzie is driving. There's sound to the CCTV, and it sounds like a missile, and you hear the crash. I will say that there are TikToks going around that they enhance the audio, and you can hear one of the boys screaming, Mackenzie, no. That does not appear to be true at all. It would have been in the police reports. It would have been talked about during the trial. But you can hear the car, and it's going fast, and you hear it crash. It sounds bad. There is no feasible reason that the officers can think of what would cause Mackenzie to drive in this manner. Like, this is not a road that is easy to speed on. It's an industrial road with a speed limit of 35 miles per hour. Not saying that you can't speed over this.
No, I mean, yeah, but she's also driving a fucking Corolla or Camry. Like, no. No, bro, no.
Speed limit, but it's like a pretty bumpy road. So one of the officers actually got into his cruiser, and he went around 55 in his cruiser, and he said like the wheel was shaking because, like I said, the road, the concrete is kind of messed up. It's an industrial road, so he's like, to be able to maneuver, because it's not like they were going all over the place. It's like a straight shot missile. It's not like she's, you know, driving and swerving and hitting things and hitting the curb and then slamming into the building. It's like, it almost looks like you'd have to be pretty in control of the vehicle, which also they think that means if someone blacked out or passed out or were so drunk, this is not a road that you can maneuver before straight shotting it into the building. They're like, if she was drunk on progress, she would have hit something else first. And they pull another version of CCTV camera. So remember, Pearl is the main road of Strongsville.
Right.
Progress, you turn right. So
Right.
you're on Pearl, then you make a right onto Progress. They pull CCTV camera from that road. And Mackenzie, when she does that right turn, her blinker's on, she slows down, and she has a controlled right turn. And then within the span of like half a mile, suddenly she loses control of the car, and then speed shots it almost 100 miles per hour straight into the building. So like nothing makes sense. I think initially when the police got there, they're thinking, okay, young kids, we found shrooms on Mackenzie. They found a quartz Ziploc bag of shrooms on Mackenzie's person, along with a digital scale. So they're thinking maybe this is impaired driving. But when they get all the CCTV camera, they're like, that doesn't make sense. How are you driving completely normally and completely safe, and then all of a sudden you cannot drive? With the argument essentially being, okay, so if Mackenzie is impaired, she's somehow managing to drive with the skill of like an F1 driver straight into a building.
Man.
So the police believe that rules out the fact that she could be impaired. Though they do a toxicology report or test just to make sure. More on that in a second, but later, Mackenzie and her parents, as well as her defense attorney, will argue that Mackenzie was impaired, just not by drugs, not by anything that's going to show up in the toxicology. They argue that Mackenzie was diagnosed with POTS, which can cause someone to faint. I will note that not everyone diagnosed with POTS faints. It's actually, like, this is a very misrepresented diagnosis. In fact, that's a point of frustration with a lot of people who are diagnosed with POTS, is that everyone assumes that they pass out when it's not even part of the diagnostic criteria. Diagnostic criteria typically rest entirely on heart rate response, not fainting. Fainting, however, is a possible symptom, but not everyone with POTS faints. In fact, it's considered kind of like a rare event. It's been described as a disorder where it just feels like you're going to faint and you might faint. It is, you know, life altering, but it's not like, oh, everyone with POTS is fainting all the time and like they shouldn't be behind the wheel. Like, it's not this like, oh my gosh, so scary, you're gonna die, and like everyone, you can't be behind a car. The hallmark for POTS is more so a heart rate increase of at least 30 beats per minute in adults within the first 10 minutes of standing up or a head up tilt. It's very much based on standing up.
Okay, so all right, well, I wasn't too aware about what POTS was. I think in the last video, I think I said if she has that, why did she get a car to do this? So I would say that's my ignorance talking back then. I apologize if I came off a certain type of way then.
That's like a huge thing with POTS. It's okay. So a lot of it is centered around when someone without POTS, I guess like if you and I were not diagnosed with POTS, we stand up. Gravity pulls 10 to 15% of blood into the stomach and the legs. The body will compensate by tightening the blood vessels and modestly adjusting the heart rate. For people with POTS, the blood vessels will not tighten. So blood, you know, pools below the heart, and in an attempt to overcorrect, because the body doesn't really, like, they're like, whoa, what's going on? Then the body will flood their system with norepinephrine and epinephrine. So the heart is just getting epinephrine and norepinephrine and doesn't really know why. So naturally it causes the heart rate to shoot up abnormally. So, you know, that's like, they might get
like
lightheaded, dizziness, more so than just like, oh, I'm a little dizzy, right? POTS is a life-altering diagnosis, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, this is not serious, but it's not considered life-threatening. There are no deaths attributed directly to POTS. I think that's a huge thing that people in the POTS community feel like the stigma is a lot, especially with driving. And I was actually on the POTS subreddit, and they really hate Mackenzie, it seems.
Oh, shit. Shout out to my people with POTS, man. My heart goes out to you. I never really knew what that was until finding out about this case. Interesting. Wow.
Because a lot of them, most of them have been diagnosed with POTS for decades. A lot of them say they've never fainted. And they actually, it was like very annoying because when people find out they have POTS, it's always like, how can you dare drive? Like, there's so many misconceptions about POTS.
Oh yeah, I apologize if I came off a certain type of way in the last one, in the last video. Okay, fuck.
And it's just not, they feel it's not true.
Gosh.
So that's not to say that people with POTS don't faint. They absolutely can and do. And it can be life altering when they faint, because typically the biggest practical danger of POTS is injury from fainting. So like,
you know what's crazy? It would be so fucked up that when Mackenzie was trying to, I guess, have her defense, I don't know if she got POTS or not. We're probably going to find out if she do, but if she doesn't, and like the fact that if she doesn't, the fact that you are able to hang on to the potential rarity that you may have passed out and you use that as a defense, that is something to think about.
you faint, you fall, and you hit your head. Now, it does appear that the general public does just think it's a fainting disease, which doesn't seem to be the case at all. But it's also a condition where you could have been diagnosed, gone years without fainting, and then you suddenly faint. It is entirely possible. Does that mean that that's what happened in this case? Most people don't think so, for a lot of reasons that we're going to dive deeper in a separate episode, but I'm just going to give you a little bit right now. So interestingly enough, a lot of people with POTS thinks that this whole thing is ridiculous, okay? Even the way that Mackenzie's mom talks about POTS in court later during Mackenzie's trial, she calls POTS a blood pressure condition, which inherently is not true. So when your blood pressure drops, that's when people faint. Fainting can be a symptom for some people with POTS, but the condition itself is not a blood pressure condition. It's like more a heart rate condition. So it's just like, people are like, how can you say that your daughter is diagnosed with POTS and that's what caused this fatal crash, but you sound so uneducated about POTS? Like, if this was truly a condition that was life-altering enough for Mackenzie to get diagnosed with it, and then later, according to them, get into a fatal car accident, killing 2 people in the car because of POTS, you would think her mother would know a bit about POTS. But she calls it a blood pressure condition in court, which is inherently not true. Blood pressure, again, plays a role, but it's not a blood pressure condition. If you go on the POTS subreddit, you'll actually see a lot of people who argue that had this been a POTS-related episode, it's more likely that her body would go limp rather than floor the pedal all the way straight into the wall. So they're saying, like, when you faint, it's more likely with POTS that your body goes limp.
Okay.
One person literally comments, she's so fucking stupid. If this were a POTS episode, the exact opposite would happen. There are also speculations that her diagnosis could have come from the fact that she was engaged in super heavy drug use, and she does appear to be low on the BMI scale. So feeling lightheaded upon standing is not always POTS. It could be because you're malnourished or your BMI is too low. Could be heavy drug usage. It could be like low iron. It could be lots of things. But again,
I would say weed and fruit all the time is kind of crazy. Holy shit.
Like with POTS diagnosis, that's why a lot of people, again, are in the community upset. There's a lot of specific criteria. Usually the gold standard is a tilt test. They like strap you to this board and they put you in a direction which would simulate standing up. And they keep you there for like 10 minutes while they're watching your heart rate and all of these things. But she gets diagnosed in 2017 because she apparently like fainted in the kitchen. Her mom takes her to the Cleveland Clinic and she's prescribed salt tabs and is diagnosed with POTS. And then it just seems like nothing ever happens. Like, they don't get follow-ups. They don't do further diagnostic testing, at least that it's not revealed in court. I don't have her medical records, but I would assume that the defense would have used it. In fact, I also think it's weird that the defense, if they really were trying to argue this whole POTS thing, why don't you just strap her up to the tilt test board? Why don't you like definitively prove? Because Natalie Shirilla didn't even know the diagnosing physician. She's like, I don't even know what doctor it was. Like, there was no upkeep in this POTS diagnosis. There was nothing. And then also it's the fact that people were saying, okay, so she fainted once in the kitchen, and this is not to comment on people's weights, but she does seem probably very low on the BMI scale to the point where some doctors may be alarmed. That could cause lightheadedness, that could cause fainting. She is engaging in heavy drug use. It could be a wide variety of reasons. And her mom gets her diagnosed with POTS, right? So it's just like, And if that were all true, if this is the case, Mackenzie faints in the kitchen, her mom gets her diagnosed with POTS, and her mom still let her have a car while smoking weed with POTS I mean, that would be a huge problem.
It's like, either way, this shit is fucked. Bad parenting. Either way. Like, you can't skate by none of this. You can't skate by any of this because there's an explanation for an explanation, and it's like, you can debunk it.
Not because people with POTS cannot drive, because they absolutely can, and just as safely as any other law-abiding citizen without POTS. But Mackenzie is 17. Her mom says she's fainting in the kitchen. Her parents know she partakes in an ungodly amount of smoking weed. And she's trying to, like, make the plant go extinct. Like, that's how much she's trying to smoke weed.
And it's really alarming that they know that she smoked. Like, ripping a bong at 6 a.m., you have a problem. Doing a wake and bake before the sun comes up at the age of 17? Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. No. No good. No, that's not good.
And she likes to drive while high on weed. I would imagine, like, that's a huge problem if you're letting your daughter do that.
Right.
And another thing is, if the gibberish speak, the carny speak in the hospital room is to be believed, the fact that she was speaking in what her dad, describes to be carny, allegedly saying, can we just tell them that I had a seizure? Seizures and POTS are not even the same thing. These are entirely different things. Seizures and fainting due to POTS are not the same. We can't fucking make pasta and see what sticks to the wall. A lot of comments on the POTS subreddit are along the lines of, like, genuinely made me so mad. I feel like her claims are just adding to the misconceptions about POTS. How in the world would a POTS episode make you push harder on the gas? Such absolutely bullshit, and I'm glad she's in jail. Another one reads, amazing how fainting and losing consciousness can perfectly keep the car steered and accelerated. For sure. Another says, my jaw hit the floor when she said it was a medical event due to POTS. Only people with POTS would know that's not how it works. People have also noted that during the trial, during high stress situations with likely dehydration and other things playing into the mix, she never asked for a break because she felt like she was fainting, which is reasonable and expected for someone with POTS. So because, like, your heart rate goes up when you're stressed and high cortisol, and, she's sitting in the courtroom on trial. She's probably not drinking a ton of water, dehydration, and she never asked, like, the judge for a moment because feels like faint and lightheaded. There's lots of moments where she's standing, sitting, judge walks in, she stands. Like, there's not, like, suddenly nothing matters. You only had POTS in that, like, 2 minutes in the car.
Man.
They also argue that medical records after she's life flighted don't match someone with POTS, that after being pulled out of that car with all the other factors, her blood pressure was qualitatively described as elevated when she's pulled from the crash. Now, I will say they are pulled from the crash way later from the actual accident, but some people have argued, like, POTS would cause, if you fainted, it would be low blood pressure, not high blood pressure, but she had elevated blood pressure. She also had a normal heart rate and ECG showing normal electrical heart function, which probably wouldn't happen, they think, in a POTS episode within, like, even an hour. Like, POTS episode, all of that physical trauma, and then your heart rate is normal. Like, they just don't think that makes sense. And also, when they extract her from the car, it's like a posterior condition, so she's being moved. So that would mean if she does have POTS, her heart rate should go up because she's going from sitting to probably at least some form of, like, she's moving. Now, it's interesting to note that her defense did not bring an expert to testify about Mackenzie's POTS and how she could have fainted while operating the vehicle. Some people believe it was a genuine accident, and people who believe it was not have mixed reasonings as to why the defense did not bring in an expert during the trial. We're going to get into it in a second. I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself, but we're going to cover it thoroughly later.
Take your time, man.
So the first theory that police had was that Mackenzie was high and impaired while driving, but it just doesn't make sense with all the CCTV footage they're getting. Very early on, Mackenzie's mom is saying things like, oh, she has POTS, like in the hospital. So she's like, oh, maybe it was the POTS, right?
Maybe it was the POTS.
And the police are like, well, that doesn't seem to be the case either. Like, we don't really think that's what happened either. So the police get the black box data from the vehicle, and according to the reports, it reads, the Toyota averaged approximately 80.51 miles per hour in the final second leading up to the collision as it traveled off the roadway. So it struck the commercial sign and then the eastern side of the building. The black.
Oh, so that's how it was facing that way. It struck the corner of the. And that's why the car was, oh my fucking goodness.
Box shows that 5 seconds before impact, the Toyota was 100% acceleration, meaning the gas pedal was pressed all the way down. You could not press on the gas further, fully depressed. You cannot press down further. Like, this is very pertinent. And at no point in the 5 seconds was the brake pedal ever pressed. This is the single most consequential data point in this case. I will say there is a change in the engine throttle before impact.
Right.
That is argued that the car was airborne. So when it hit the curb, I'm not saying it like flew, but it was off the ground, and that will naturally impact the throttle engine readings. But the brake was never pressed. Within the final seconds, there is a small right turn of the steering wheel, then a small left turn, and then a significant right turn of 142 degrees of the steering wheel. 1 second before the crash, the gear shift, is moved to neutral and then moved back to drive.
What?
Now, this is done manually. This does not slip on its own. There's nothing in the black box that would show that the car would initiate or engage some sort of protection mode or safety feature where it would go to neutral then back to drive. So like something is happening with the gear shift physically, manually.
Don't tell me she aimed that motherfucker to where it crashed at.
In the car. The car was also found to not have any malfunctions or mechanical errors that could have caused this. Now, I say this with a lot of cases. If anyone truly believes that in a case, a car malfunction is the cause of death or deaths, I think a wrongful death suit demanding tens of millions of dollars will be knocking on the car manufacturer's door. Like, that is my opinion, obviously, but I think that is a strong thing. So the black box data shows there's no malfunctioning of the vehicle. I will note there have been conversations online about whether or not Toyota had acceleration issues in the past. So some people are like, oh yeah, Toyota had this thing where it would just freaking accelerate even if when you didn't want it to.
What?
Which makes it sound like Toyotas would just go 100 miles per hour out of the blue, leaving the driver and occupants trapped in a deadly rocket.
Right. What?
That's okay. This was a whole thing back in 2009. Formal investigations were held into Toyota's what they called the acceleration problem. The Department of Transportation, so there were multiple calls coming in saying like, oh, the Toyota won't brake. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm stepping on the brake, but it's accelerating. Like, help me. Like, people are freaking out. The Department of Transportation actually found that the acceleration from Toyotas, the unintentional accelerations from Toyotas, was mainly from floor mats getting stuck onto the gas pedal.
Oh, I remember that
shit. And more often than not, drivers who inadvertently press the gas pedal thinking they were pressing the brakes and then panicking, but a lot of it was user error. Toyota did a massive recall because they thought the financial loss was better than fighting public opinion. There's a whole revisionist history episode on it that I would probably recommend. NASA engineers also helped investigate, and the findings were NASA found no evidence that a malfunction in electronics caused large unintended accelerations.
Now that's really interesting because the car that I told y'all about, the Camry joint, was a 08 Camry from 2008. Yeah, it was a 2009 Camry from 2008. So wouldn't the recall be on that too? I do kind of I don't know. I'll ask my mom about that later.
But this entire piece of Toyota history does not go without its own complications. Lots of people have their own opinions about what happened in the past. There were fatalities connected to what has been dubbed like the unintended acceleration crisis. But there are also conspiracies. A lot of people believe that this was propaganda by American car manufacturers to sow fear in foreign-made cars. Others believe that Toyota paid the fine, so they must have known something was messed up with the cars. I do think like there was like some allegation of like sticky gas pedals, but it's just I'm just giving you a summary of the mixed feelings that people have. I will note that while diving into these conversations, though, even on Reddit, Toyota has at least anecdotally ranked as a very well-trusted car brand.
Yeah. Yes.
And the argument goes on and on about, is this real history? Because it seems like most people, they were like, oh, no, Toyota did something bad. And then everyone in the comments is like, actually, you're wrong. So this is actually what happened. And then the findings are here. But then some people are saying, well, there's this 200-page court document where Toyota paid a fine. And
I just want to say, as somebody who indulges in Toyotas is probably one of the safest cars you can. I think it was that in Honda, I believe, like in terms of like safety and stuff like that, or just reliability. Toyota is. So whatever happened in '08 is not what it is in 2020 nothing.
It's not a rabbit hole
That's
that
what I'm
I
saying.
felt was.
And this is not an ad. I'm just trying to be real. That is a reliable ass fucking car.
Pertinent enough to go down, but it's just there's no
Frickin'
way
car.
that that's what happened in Mackenzie's car, especially
Exactly.
because, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because her vehicle most likely had a brake override system, which is BOS. Toyota started installing these preemptively after 2009 because of this whole like unintended acceleration crisis. So essentially, if you feel like your car is accelerating unintendedly, let's say your gas pedal is stuck. If you hit the brakes, it'll neutral out the acceleration. It'll engage a safety feature.
Right.
So you'll just be idle because you're hitting both technically, right?
Oh, okay.
But I mean, that was never engaged because Mackenzie never hit the brake.
Exactly.
But people are saying like if this was one of those unintended accelerations, right? She would have hit the brake, and there's a safety feature that would have been triggered, and it would have stopped the car.
Yeah.
It's pertinent to the case because there is a picture of a fuzzy Prada slipper found stuck under the acceleration pedal in the crashed Toyota. A lot of people wonder, is this another unintended acceleration issue? Again, no, because the brakes were never hit. Toyotas have that safety feature that's been put in. And the prosecutor says, we got back the lab results, and in his professional opinion, the expert stated, the slipper was stuck to the floorboard because of the impact. Like when the car was crushed. The floorboard had actually crumbled around the slipper, so it had no contribution to the crash. It was simply a result of the crash.
Fuck.
But let's say you don't trust the prosecutor or his opinions. Still, the BOS system. Prada slipper gets stuck. If she hits the brakes, the BOS system would have been engaged and it would have stopped the car. So if it's not impaired driving, if it's not POTS, if it's not a car malfunction, if it's not an acceleration pedal that's stuck, what is it? And why did the car go to neutral, then go to drive? Why was the steering wheel yanked to the right? The prosecutor says it was chilling. If anybody was awake and alert inside that car, what a horrific last few seconds they endured.
Yeah.
It is hard to comprehend that someone could just drive into a wall at that kind of speed. It is widely believed that Dom and Davion were trying to save their lives in the last few moments. And perhaps there was one of the boys had tried to put the car in neutral to slow it down. It gets put back into drive. Maybe they're trying to take over the steering wheel. Another thing to note is the two boys were not found with their seatbelts on. Lots of people have reported that they always wear seatbelts, so they think they took it off to try and stop the car.
Oh, fuck.
And interestingly enough, Mackenzie, who I've watched so many of her videos of her driving under the influence, she almost never wears a seatbelt. But the day of the crash, she's wearing a seatbelt.
Oh, come on, cuz.
She's the only one out of the three?
Yeah.
Look at that spread game, for real though. It's insane.
Huh.
So with that being said, that is part 1 of the Mackenzie Shirilla case. Stay tuned for the next few parts because we think that this is just the surface. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, I have come to the realization, probably mid-video, that this is going to be a very, very informative story. I told y'all that when I took the coffee break to get some more coffee, part 4 came out. We're going to get to the bottom of this and learn more about this because I'm learning a lot more than what I thought I learned from the doc and that law and crime vision of this. Okay, so this one we're tapping into the conversations between Mackenzie and Dom and Mackenzie's character. This shit just gets sadder and sadder. I want to know what you guys think. We'll be back tomorrow with part 2. I wonder what you guys think. Oh my gosh. Fuck, bro. Fuck, dude. Damn.